What in the wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat.
Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travel listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning, one and all. Welcome to Mornings with Mike Winters. I am he. That would be me, Mike Winters. Happy, wait for it, Friday, everybody. We made it to Friday. The bell did not.
Gave up for the weekend.
The bell did not. But the rest of us,
there you go.
We got here. Happy Friday, everybody.
Yep.
Kind of a pleasant change of pace.
Yeah, it was.
I heard rain this morning.
It was coming down this morning.
Yeah.
It made the transport of the children a bit more complicated.
Now, I didn't see rain coming to work. But,
yeah, it stopped. It stopped right about, call it like, right about 6 o'clock.
Okay, because I got up about 5:45 hearing pitty patter of the rain. Mm-hmm. And I got up and I said, yeah, I get up and start my day. So I was going to sleep till 6, but I didn't.
Yeah,
I got up.
The rain had different plans, but yeah, no, it was puddled up around the bottom of the porch, so it was kind of a hassle getting the kids in the car, and they weren't happy about it. But suck it up, Buttercups. It's Friday,
and we got more coming, hopefully.
Yep.
Over the next several days here. So
yeah,
I know, like tomorrow, they're just saying it's gonna rain.
Yeah.
The whole state's in a flash flood watch.
Yeah, I had.
Where do you live? New Mexico. It's gonna rain tomorrow. That's pretty much what they're saying for Saturday.
The park I live in has this super classy way of spreading news around the park, which is taping notes to our doors.
Oh, that's nice.
It's real nice. So 2 days in a row, I've had notes taped to our doors. The first being that our park managers are moving on. They're going to be moving, so we're having a cookout for them.
Oh, okay.
The next day, we got a note saying, yeah, we're not doing that Saturday because it's going to rain.
It's going to be a swim out.
By the way, I know they listen, so congratulations to Matt and Becky moving on to bigger and better things.
So they're going to do another cookout, like another day?
Yeah, we're going to move it to another weekend.
Nice. Nice.
Which means I actually get to go to this one because I had a remote tomorrow, so I'm going to get to go.
So what are you going to bring, chips?
Probably like some kind of dip.
Yeah, usually it's like, what do you bring? Bring cups.
Mm-hmm. I'm always the bring cups guy.
When they know you can't cook, they're like, bring potato chips or cups or napkins.
My friends take pity on me. They're like, what's cheap that Sean won't mess up? Or it's bring chips and salsa because they know that I'm going to grab the ones from Martine's that are the good ones.
There you go. He's the Martine's grabber. Mm-hmm. Well, happy Friday. Mm-hmm. Only thing that makes this Friday even better. Well, there's two things. Football fans.
Yes.
The start of high school football tonight. Mm-hmm. We're going to have Roswell Coyote football right here on 106.5. We'll have Goddard Rocket football for you on 106.1 FM Fierro. And for the Bulldog fans listening, too, you can listen in Artesia, 990 AM, and the FM translator, 93.7 FM in Artesia. I believe Artesia and Roswell, we're definitely going to have video on KSVPTV.com. We are working on Goddard. Goddard's on the road, and we're going to be relying on someone else's feed. So we're not sure about video. We'll definitely have it on the radio for you, though. So
Goddard's going to be kind of interesting.
Yeah,
just the way we're
this
doing
week.
it.
This week because of just logistics and everything, and how it's going on in Santee, where Roswell's here at the Wool Bowl. And Artesia's at
the Bulldog Bowl.
At this, so there's our home courts for us, and we already know the lay in there. We're Santee, it's not the same thing. So, but we will have it definitely on the radio beginning about around 6:45 or so. Chris Roybal and Chris Deck will be calling the game tonight as the Goddard Rockets take on Santa Teresa. The Roswell Coyotes will be here at the Wool Bowl. And who are they taking? Lovington Wildcats.
That's right.
Tonight. Now, and we'll have Art and Kelly call that game for you. Once again, pregame will start roughly around 6:45 tonight.
or so, yep.
That will be on the radio here on 106.5, and then, of course, on video, ksvptv.com. And then, like I said, Bulldogs, same time, about 6:45, as they take on Carlsbad, I believe.
The battle for Eddy County.
Yeah, so
going down.
Big games, week one here for our high school teams. And then, of course, it's McDonald's Friday. And you know what I had today? I had a first. A first today. I have in my hand
the inaugural,
first
of many, I would say.
First of many, Coke Zero from McDonald's. This is my first one. They just started the last couple weeks ago putting Coke, at least in our local.
I think it's
McDonald's.
I think it's nationwide.
Awesome. Well, somebody's thinking.
Oh yeah.
This has been something I've been asking for years. Now, there's one other thing which I heard in some places they're doing. I saw an article. If they could do this one, McDonald's is my new best friend.
All right.
They're bringing back the bagel sandwiches in some places.
No.
I don't know if Here's doing it, but I saw an article where they're bringing back bagel sandwiches
Nicholas,
at select locations.
If you're listening, we will make it worth your while if you bring back the bagel sandwiches.
Please help us. Help us.
Have you ever thought about just taking your own bagel to McDonald's and just paying?
Yeah, but they don't even have that steak.
Can you guys toast this up for me?
Like,
Oh,
I like
that's
the
true.
steak, egg, and cheese one. Now,
Yeah.
I mean, I'll eat the bacon. I'll never kick one out of the bed. Just don't. But the steak, egg, and cheese was my jam. And I can't get that same like steak that they used in there. It's kind of like a
It's like steakums. Yeah.
but it had a little onion in it, and it was a little thicker. It was a little different.
Yeah.
And I can't get that. So if I bring my own bagel, and be honest, we're not in Bagel Central here. Like, the best I can do is maybe a occasional bakery made.
I'm thinking like a Lender's.
Yeah, which works for a sandwich. But in what I eat at home, because that's what I got. But
Right.
you know, I grew up bit snobbery in my bagel world, so I don't but I eat them because that's what there is. But if I was in Maryland, no, we'd be getting our bagels from actually some relatives from Jersey. They got these bagels that they get from New York. Oh dang, they're good.
It's funny. I got rid of my toaster just because it wasn't working right. So now the only way I have toast is by doing it in like pan toasting my bread.
Did you say Pam?
No. I think I can help with the whole Pam problem here. I'm actually saying pan.
Oh, I thought it was
so I always
Pam.
feel fancy every time I have toast. I'm like, I'm doing this, old school.
Yeah.
Got like flip it over with a spatula.
Well, I saw someone who had a 4-slice toaster. Not the 2-slicer, but the 4. I guess it would work with 2, but it does look cooler with 4. They literally turned the thing on its side.
I've seen this.
And stuck 4 pieces of pizza in there, and then used that to
It
heat
wasn't
up pizza.
You know what they did was
The one I saw had pizza.
Right. Well, what I saw was they took a 4-slice toaster and they put each side. They put a piece of bread with a piece of cheese.
Like
on
it made
top.
their own grilled cheese.
And they made their own grilled cheese.
See, yeah, see
Because
that.
when it popped out, it popped out and made the sandwich.
Have you ever made iron grilled cheese
Like
with
an iron?
with an iron?
Oh, I thought you meant like with blood.
No, with
okay.
with a clothing iron.
No, it's not. That sounds. I mean,
can
it's
be done.
doable.
I've
yeah.
done it.
It just doesn't sound pleasant.
When I was in the United States Air Force. Trick is no steam.
I would imagine. Yeah, that would make for a soggy
But yes,
sandwich.
when I had the chow hall was closed, and I had a microwave, and I was hankering for grilled cheese. I literally used my iron and made one.
You basically, if you have 2 irons, you have yourself a panini press.
Yeah, I didn't have 2 irons. I had one aside at a time. No starch.
Yeah.
That was the military. The days I used a lot of starch when I was ironing, but not so much with my grilled cheese. And it was edible.
I have never. Now that I think about it, I have to really think about it. I don't think I've ever used an iron as an iron in my whole life.
Oh, really?
Like, I don't think I've ever ironed a piece of clothing, an article of clothing in my whole life.
That's his military. I was ironing every weekend.
Yeah, what would the point be? I wear T-shirts and jeans. There's no need to iron anything.
In basic training, I ironed my underwear.
Everything was
and my socks. First time I've ever done that.
Everything
and the only time
starchy I've ever worn, my mama ironed back in the day.
Like my BDU shirt, there was so much starch in that thing, you could just really stand it on the table and just sit there until I was ready to go. I didn't need a hanger. You just stood it there.
That's convenient.
But anyway, thank you to McDonald's.
Yes.
Thank you for bringing Coke Zero to your fountain drinks. A society of many. Thank you. And then, of course, swing on by any of your McDonald's here in town. Download the apps.
Yes.
Utilize the deals. Check out the deals. Earn reward points. It's all a win for you.
I'm finally back up to baller status on my app.
Nice.
I have, as of right now, I'm waiting for it to load up. I know it's over 10,000. I think it's over maybe 11,000. It might even be over 12 at this point. Let's see. Come on. Waiting for that. Oh, by the way, right now is syllabus week at McDonald's.
Oh, yeah, back to school.
So they're doing something extra. 11,458 points.
Nice.
That's where I'm at right now.
That I believe that opens up the whole rewards menu to you.
It does indeed. Yep,
Nice.
6,000 is the open. There it goes. I was like, say I have 9,000. Okay, so let's see the deal for today. I'm trying to find the syllabus week deal.
Is we need a drum roll.
We do. I'm not finding it. Here we go. Here's the deals. Looks like that's not it.
Nope.
There's a lot. There's a bunch of deals. That's the problem. I'm having to sift through them. There's a $6 10-piece chicken McNuggets, Big Mac, or quarter pounder with cheese, medium fries, and a medium drink for $6. Crispy chicken sandwich, medium fries, and drink for $5. Or free medium fries with the minimum purchase of $1. So there's tons of deals on there.
So you could say that's a syllabi of savings.
It is. It'll probably pop up with the thing it is later.
Sweet. But thank you to McDonald's for sponsoring our show and providing delicious breakfast each and every Friday. Swing by McDonald's today and let them fill your belly. And Coke Zero Heroes.
And by the way,
Get one today.
this needs to be said.
Yes.
If you put Diet Coke in my cup, I'm going to know the difference.
Oh, yeah. Diet, I'm telling people right now, Coke Zero people know the difference.
There is a marked difference.
Yeah, and Diet Coke people know the
And
difference.
honestly, that's why they didn't get rid of Diet Coke. I think they would have offended too many people if had they gotten rid of Diet Coke for Coke Zero.
Well, there is a large segment of the population that are, Diet Coke people. And I get it, my wife being one of them.
Right.
I am not.
There's also a large segment of the population that's a Diet Dr. Pepper people, and they took that. I mean, that's, you got to, crack some eggs to make an omelet, I feel like. But
My biggest issue with fountain drink things in general is why do you only have to give us like one or two zero sugar options?
Right.
And 37 sugar options. I feel like you could equally balance that out, and you're going to sell just as many sodas, if not more.
Yeah.
Because there's going to be a lot of people that drink Coke that are like, I really wanted zero, but I don't like diet. Or I wanted something diet, but not Diet Coke, and I wanted Diet Dr. Pepper or Diet Mountain Dew, or I know I'm cross Pepsi and all that on there, but options are nice.
this whole conversation, I had like part of a 12-pack of Coke Zeros in my car.
Yeah.
I really want a Coke Zero right now.
Well, we're about to take a break. Go down and get you a
I'm
Coke
going
Zero.
to grab one, yeah.
Let me give you the rundown real
Yes,
quick. Here in just a few minutes, we're going to have General Manager for Roswell Ford, Eric Hardison. I think Stacy Lehman is also with him today. So we're going to talk about what's going on over at Roswell Ford, and what's going on right now. And, of course, their big Hometown Heroes car show that's happening on September the 10th. We'll talk about that. And they're looking for entries.
Yes.
Got your rides? Show them off at Roswell Ford here on September 10th. But we'll talk about that. In the 8 o'clock hour, about 8:15, we're going to have Bill Williams, Chaves County Manager, join us. And he's going to give us the rundown and the update of what happened at the last County Commission meeting and other things happening in and around Chaves County this morning. And then in the 9 o'clock hour, about 9:15, we're going to have City Councilor for Ward 1, Christina Arnold, join us. And Roswell Police Chief Phil Smith going to join us. And they want to invite everyone out to a meeting. They're going to have this is yesterday. They handed me this. What's today? Today's the 19th.
Today's the 19th, yes, sir.
All right. Well, this is not good, what she handed me, but they're going to talk. Maybe they're going to talk about what happened at the meeting because it was yesterday, 2 to 4. They had a mental health and homelessness, and it was actually I think it was a video from Miami-Dade County, and then they talk and discuss it. So I think they're going to join us to talk about what came out of that meeting here because the meeting was yesterday, and she sent me a thing saying this is what we're talking about, and it just dawned on me. This meeting was yesterday. I was thinking it was next Thursday till I saw the date, so I apologize. I just realized that this meeting just happened. So we're going to probably talk about that with them.
We're going to travel back in time.
Yeah, and recap and that kind of
That's right.
what kind of things came out. And then talking with the public because obviously the discussion here probably hit the limited number that were at the meeting yesterday, and we want to kind of share that with the rest of the community because a lot of good information there. So we'll have Police Chief and Counselor Arnold join us here in the 9 o'clock hour. Plus, we'll have all of your features include the news, the town hall, Wall Street business updates, local, national news, and whatever else we can come up with for today's show. Before we do anything else, let's take a look at your sweet, sweet rainy weather forecast. One we don't hear very often, so drink it in.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Showers and thunderstorms around the area today with lots of moist air coming in as part of the monsoon. With cloud cover, we'll stay in the low to mid 80s. Some heavy rainfall will be possible during the afternoon hours. Scattered showers in mid 60s overnight. More rain and thunderstorms look likely on Saturday and Sunday with heavy rain possible upper 70s. That's your latest forecast. This is Staff Meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 73 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity at 76%. Winds currently out of the east at 3 miles per hour. Today we're looking at a 40% chance at afternoon showers and thunderstorms, mostly cloudy. 85 our high today with southeast winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight, if you're going to be heading out to the Wool Bowl or to the Bulldog Bowl in Artesia, or if you're just out and about tonight for the games, you might want to pack some rain gear because there is a 70% chance of showers and thunderstorms this evening. They do say some of these storms could produce some heavy rainfall. Cloudy skies with an overnight low of 67 degrees and southeast winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. They're saying they're expecting between a quarter and a half inch of rain possible tonight. So plan on getting wet. For Saturday, our chance of rain is at 90%. Again, they say some of the storms tomorrow could produce some heavy rainfall. High of only 75 tomorrow under cloudy skies with southeast winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tomorrow night, we're looking at a 90% chance of showers and thunderstorms. Again, some of those storms could produce some heavy rain. Overnight low of 66 with southeast winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Sunday, we're looking at a 50% chance of showers and thunderstorms, mostly cloudy. Highs right around 80 with north winds 5 to 10. 30% chance of rain Sunday night, mostly cloudy, overnight low of 66. And when you head back to work and school Monday, a 30% chance of showers and thunderstorms, mostly cloudy, partly cloudy with a high of 83. And then rain chances continue pretty much all next week. I'm looking through Thursday, and there's rain chances every day there next week too. So enjoy the moisture. We are actually going to get some, I think. All right, it is 22 minutes after 7 o'clock. We're going to take about a 3.5-minute commercial break, and then we'll have Eric Hardison and Stacy Lehman, Roswell Ford, join us here, talk about their big car show coming up September 10th. Don't go away.
The E&MU Roswell Pool is open for summer 2022, and it's open 7 days a week from 10 to 11 every day for lap swimming and from 11 to 5 for open swim. Just $5 for the whole day. Once you pay, you can stay all day. With full concession stand, lots of covered seating, and more. Swim passes are available, and E&MUR students get in half off. Book the pool for your next party or get-together and run the pool from 6 to 10 p.m. For information and reservations, call 575-624-7305. That's 575-624-7305.
Celebrate Christmas in August at the Calico Cow Fabric and Gift Shop. The Cow is utterly stocked full with all kinds of fabrics, and even Christmas and holiday fabrics marked down 10%. Christmas in August means it's spa day for your sewing machine. Time to clean and oil it up. The Calico Cow now has 2 certified sewing machine technicians, so call ahead or bring your sewing machine by for a quick turnaround and look for new classes all month long. Christmas in August at the Calico Cow Fabric and Gift Shop in downtown Roswell. Want to know how? Come see the cow.
It's all happening Saturday at the Liberty, the 2nd annual Live Fest, cultivating and celebrating our local music and arts community. This all-ages event begins at noon, and at 2:30, you can check out Sycamore Flood. They'll be doing all originals, including 7 new singles from their brand new album, Bad Day to Fish. Sycamore Flood on the stage at 2:30, part of the 2nd annual Live Fest at the Liberty. This message provided by Sycamore Flood, a true Roswell original.
Here at the Tailgate Nation, we try to make our service department as friendly and convenient as possible. But sometimes you're just too busy to bring your vehicle in for the service it needs. So your friends at Roswell Ford have come up with a revolutionary new idea, mobile service. Instead of you bringing your vehicle to us, we'll come to you. That's right, the Roswell Ford mobile service crew can take care of routine maintenance and light repairs at your home, office, place of business, or just about anywhere your vehicle is. We can change your oil and filter, rotate your tires, replace your battery, change your windshield wipers, do a complete multi-point inspection, and more. Right in your own driveway or parking lot. And these are Ford factory-trained technicians who'll bring the right equipment, tools, and parts to get the job done correctly without interrupting your busy day. So how cool is that? Mobile service. Kind of makes you wonder why nobody thought of it before. Call the Roswell Ford Service Department to make an appointment. Then just sit back and relax.
James ends his book entreating his readers to bring the wanderer and sinner home. Have you ever watched someone you love fall into sin and wander away? James says that the most important thing you can do for someone you love is to guide them home. Jesus tells the story in Matthew about the shepherd that leaves the 99 sheep who are safe to find the wandering sheep who has gotten lost. The parable states that God cares about and rejoices just as much for the one who was lost and is found as he does for the 99 who stayed safe. For those of us who have been the wandering one, and someone loved us enough to lovingly and gently bring us home, we owe that true friend our spiritual lives. Maybe you are the one that's wandering and feels lost. Come visit us Sunday and find a church full of former wanderers looking to help others find their way home. We are here to love you and welcome you back to God's family.
Join us at the Country Club Road Church of Christ for worship at 10 a.m. on Sunday, located on the corner of Country Club and Washington in Roswell.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. Due to extreme pressure and weather conditions, it literally rains diamonds on Neptune and Uranus. Stop snickering because I said Uranus. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 26 minutes after 7 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning, General Manager for our Roswell Ford here, Eric Hardison, and also Stacy Lehman, the Marketing Director for Ford and pretty much all the Crumbling Group here. Good morning, guys. How you doing today?
Doing outstanding. How are you?
Doing good. This has got to be nice, right?
I love it.
Yeah, I mean,
it's going to be a nice change of rain.
Nice change from 100 and some degrees, yeah.
So the guys that do the car washes and stuff, they get the day off on days like this, or how's that work?
No, we still wash cars.
Still wash cars?
No, we still got to wash them for
I don't know
delivery.
if I can get a day off in the rain to wash cars.
We still wash our cars for our service customers and the people that buy cars from us, for sure.
That's true.
Yeah,
That's true.
but,
I didn't ever get them a voucher. Like, come back tomorrow.
Well, we'll do that, too. We'll say, come back and we'll do it again.
We'll clean her up
to
after the rain. But good news is, if you're looking for a vehicle, come on down. Roswell Ford's got you covered. I know we live in a world right now where pre-owned is king, and that's where you're going to see
for sure.
your inventory. And we're still in the world where you're going to probably get more for your trade-in now than you would, any other time. So
that is true.
So all that's still going on. The only real trick here is, new car stuff. And I'm sure if you're wanting a new vehicle, a new Bronco or something like that, just come on down and order it, and that's the way to go right now.
Yeah, that's pretty right now is the way to go for sure. Retail order is kind of where they're pushing the business, just because of the the availability of supply chain chips.
But there is an advantage to that. Like your husband can attest, because now you get to pick exactly what your car is going to be.
We just got our Bronco. He's so excited.
Yeah, he was super excited.
He customized it. It's awesome.
That's the cool part about ordering, because it's a baller move. Let's face it. How many of us in our life walking like, I want to order a car. Yeah, I want, no. I don't want that leather. I want this leather. And I want those rims. No, not those rims, those rims. And I want, we never get to do that. Now that's the way to do it. And so go in there and be a baller for a minute. And I want it. Can you put horns on the front? Well, I don't know. We'll work on it.
That'd be an accessory. We'd have to do that.
Boss hog horns on the front there or something, longhorn. But anyway, they can do all that. So please come and if you're eyeing those Broncos or eyeing the new Mustangs, come on down and come see the guys there, and we'll talk about.
Be glad to take care of it.
We'll get you one on the computer, make you one up, and then we'll order it. And
exactly.
Then maybe here in a little bit you'll have it show up. You can put a bow on it and everything.
Oh yeah, we can certainly do that.
We can find a bow.
We can certainly do that.
But of course, September 10th, September 11th, that weekend is coming up here in just a few weeks here, 9/11 weekend, and Roswell Ford, as they do, want to honor our first responders, and so we're going to doing it the way Roswell Ford does it. We're a car business. We're going to come and do what America does, and get together and have our cars and eat cookout food and just have a good Saturday, and of course honoring our first responders too, as part of this too. So talk about the it's called the Hometown Heroes Car Show, and it's going to be happening Saturday, September 10th at Roswell Ford, from about 10 a.m. to 1 p.m.
Not at
actually,
Roswell
we're doing
Ford.
it at the Wool Bowl this year.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's
That's
so
right.
big.
I should have been paying attention to the note. We outgrew Ford. It's going to the Wool Bowl parking lot.
So
My
we'll have
apologies.
to go, so we're going to be there. So it's the second annual. So we just had a phenomenal turnout last year. I mean, it was really. I mean, we were shocked. Really,
we
at
had
the turnout
96
that we
cars.
had.
Our first year.
In such a quick put together event. The community really came together and showed up. And so we said, well, we want to do this annually, so we'll do it every year.
People seem to like this. We should do that more often. Yeah,
and it was just a great event. We had just a host of good sponsors and volunteers that helped, and I mean it's really nice. And again, like
there's some pretty cool cars too that I'm hoping. I mean, we obviously going to want more, but I hope some of those folks that came out last year with their sweet rides bring them back out to show them off, because there were some really beautiful cars.
She's done all the legwork in this deal. She's reached out to all the folks that registered last year and invited them to come back, and we hope that they return for sure.
Wasn't there like a custom hot rod that almost had a Batmobile?
It
look
was
to
a Batmobile, yeah.
Yeah, I remember. I was like, there was a car that was kind of looking like a Batmobile out there last time. It was really cool. But
it was nice. It was a great event, and we're hoping that it will be same this year or bigger, and we just want to keep growing the event, because I think it's just great for the community to be able to come out and have some fun, show off their cars. This town is filled with classic cars. I mean, filled. So, come on, bring them out. So let's show them off, showcase them.
Absolutely. And of course, I know there's like a circuit of people that like to show their classic. They come from not just here, but come from all over the state or even out of the state, Texas and things, and like to come to these. And so they probably will be bringing some. So you'll probably see some out of towners, as well as our locals there. So if you're going to see probably a pretty good, unique draw of vehicles, everything from more modern hot rods to your Model Ts or your 57 Chevys and things like that. And
with us being over there at the Wool Bowl, we're going to have a lot more room. We'll be able to accommodate more folks bringing in, trailering their cars in and stuff. We had a little bit of a logistical thing last year, trying to get people.
There's only so much space.
Only so much room over there, and then so
Wool Bowl, you got a little more.
We're gonna have a lot more room to be able to accommodate folks, and be a lot more convenient to be able to drop their load and unload their vehicles and that over there first. So that'll be nice.
Good deal. But here's the thing: if you want to enter, this is the time. If we would love to bring out your vehicles. As far as what's rules on what can show? Is it any game on?
It's open to all.
Open. We've got several categories.
Okay. We actually have a semi category this year because we had people that wanted to bring their semi cab.
Okay, nice.
So we're open to everything. We'll find the category that it fits them in, and also we don't want to forget why we're doing this, and it's for our Tunnels to Towers Foundation.
So the money that's raised from the event, all that's going to Tunnel to Towers, which is a great organization that helps first responders. Matter of fact, locally, just about a year ago, they helped someone in Roswell, a police officer there, or not Roswell, in Artesia, basically pay off their house. And that they do that for first responders. All of them, if there's generally it's usually families that maybe lost a member or something tragic that happened, unfortunately, but they help first responders all throughout the country, including here in New Mexico. So that money, when you're coming out and having fun and showing off your car and coming out and looking at the cars and buying stuff there, all of that is going towards Tunnel for Towers. So it's a great organization to help out. So come bring your car and enter.
Come bring it. Easy to register. We've got a link on our website. You can go to roswellford.com. There's a tab. I mean, right there on the main page, and you can You can register your car there. We've got a link to PayPal. You can pay to register through there as well. I'm going to try and make it convenient for you.
Good deal.
If they want to stop by the store, come by the dealership, we can register you there. And
bring the car with you if you want to drive it over.
If you want to let us take a peek at it prior, that'd be great. We'd love to see it.
Yeah.
We would love to see it.
Little
you can
preview.
also, you can also make the nomination for the Hometown Heroes on the website as well.
Good deal.
We kind of changed
And that's the
that
important
a little
thing
bit this year.
But that's something we want to highlight here. Is come look at the cars,
we want the cars, but we want to showcase, our community and the individuals in the town that really, stand out, do a lot of, work for the community that just don't necessarily get the recognition for it.
Absolutely.
And, that's what we're trying to do.
And part of the fun part is when these guys at Ford get to surprise them. Because generally the people don't know that they've been nominated.
Yeah.
And I know
we do our best to keep it a secret.
I know the person that was awarded and nominated last year was very much in the dark about it. And that's the thing.
Tricky getting them there without them knowing.
Right. Without being suspicious about something.
Up the whole thing.
Yeah. So and that's the great part about it, because the people that are getting nominated are people that don't seek or look. They just do their thing every day. So
they're not looking for anything.
Exactly.
They're just doing it.
So please, if you know that person in your community that's doing that, go to Roswell Ford's website, nominate them for the Hometown Heroes, and maybe they're going to be the one that we honor on September 10th.
Yeah, we've got
we
several
have
nominations already. And
we have 16 nominations, but we have 3 categories this year, so we're going to honor 3 people.
So it expanded a little bit.
Yeah.
Good deal.
Yeah, so it's veterans and first responders, and then just
community
the
hero.
community type heroes.
Gotcha.
So we're going to have few different categories. We figured after last year, we thought we might need to expand that a little bit.
Well, it's always good to honor as many people that do good things as possible.
Oh, absolutely.
And sometimes it makes it very difficult to pick. They're both equally great. How do you pick one of the other? All right,
that's kind of why we thought we needed to expand the categories a little bit, because it was tough last year reading through all the different stories and figuring out,
it's like picking your favorite kid or your favorite.
Is it really better? I mean, is it? So
yeah, it's equally,
equally good.
Yeah, exactly. So make it hard. Make it hard for our selectors here, and let's fill up and let's get as many nominations as possible here.
We do.
Well, and what I love about last year with the Hometown Hero that was selected, he had many nominations.
Oh yes.
I mean, different people kept nominating
There is
him.
strength in numbers. When you got a lot of people saying this guy's pretty good, that tends to say, you know what, maybe we ought to take a look at this person.
Yeah.
But the cool thing is that we had no idea, but we actually had his daughter volunteering. So she was passing out the trophies, and his son was on the SWAT team.
Oh, wow.
And he was being nominated. It's Joel Juarez. And we had no idea that the connection was there. The whole family was there.
All those apples hanging out by the tree there.
It was beautiful.
Yeah, it was really neat.
He definitely deserved it for sure.
Good deal.
Yeah,
I'm sure
it was a good moment.
Now, did the kids and things that were helping know that he was gonna get the? Were they in the dark
his
too?
wife knew.
Wife knew,
but
that was it.
Yeah, it was a big surprise for everyone.
That's cool.
That's close to the vest. So
yeah,
that's cool. So that was kind of a win for everybody that day.
It was neat. Yeah.
But that's the weird part, or the cool part, is when you see families like that to have that, they're just there anyway because that's what they do. You know what I mean? And they're like, oh yeah, we get an award, all right, because we were going to be here anyway working because that's what we do and helping out and doing things. But
it was great.
But folks, come out and sign up for your cars. Now, is there a deadline to get entries for the car show? Like when you can? I know that it'll be on the 10th, but can they go like up to that morning to turning cars?
We're asking that they do it by September 6th, but we will take it to the day of. And that's how we got so many people last year.
If you roll into town with
a car. If you roll into town, we will take you. We will figure it out.
And to be honest, that's part of the reason why it's at the Wool Bowl parking lot.
Yes.
So if we did it at the Ford House, then it probably would be a little trickier to do that.
Yeah, luckily the city let us close down part of that street between us and Buffalo Wild Wings, or else we would have had a real nightmare.
Yeah. Wonder if you bribed some car washes if B-Dubs would let you use their parking lot. It's like, hey, bring some of your employees over to get car washes. We can take a part of your parking lot here.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. It's gonna be great.
We took over what we could, but it was so successful. We just outgrew it the first year, and grateful to have the Wool Bowl this year. That just kind of worked out in our favor.
Really good for us.
Yeah, good deal.
So they come on that morning. We're going to be open at 7 a.m., start letting cars in at 7 o'clock, and we'll get everything staged. And
good deal.
And this is on Saturday, so we want people to know Saturday the 10th.
Saturday, September 10th.
Yes.
Sunday, we're going to let you reserve for your church or your own personal celebrations here. But Saturday, we want to celebrate as a community out at the Wool Bowl with Roswell Ford. Kind of give the rundown of all the events there, because, I mean, there's going to be the car show, but there's going to be lots of just stuff around for the kids and for the families to do.
Let's Play Entertainment. Sergio's coming out with every single thing he owns. So
Good
we're going
deal.
to have bull rides, jolly jumps, all kinds of
He's
fun
got a
stuff for the
surfboard
kids.
thing.
He's got everything. He's so cool.
Is he bringing out sumo guys? Because those
Probably.
are always fun. Yeah.
You want to wrestle?
I could. I'm its lower center of gravity, so you're taller than me, so I can get lower.
But yeah, they have the sumo wrestlers. It's going to be a lot of fun for the kids.
That will be fun.
We're going to have La Salsa out there. He's going to be offering his burritos, and all of our heroes, we call them hero burritos, they get served a free burrito. So if you're a first responder, police officer, teacher, community hero, we're going to feed you, make sure you're taken care of.
I think, I know this might start fights, but I think if you held me down, I'm going to say La Salsa is probably my favorite local burrito.
It's so good.
I mean, that's a bold statement because, I mean, I love others. There's so many that are good.
It is so good.
But usually
They do
La
a great
Salsa
job.
is like, all right, I want that one. You know, that's the one I want
They
tonight.
do a great job for sure.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah. So there's going to be a lot of stuff going on there all day for the kids.
Good deal.
For everybody, you know, we're going to be, celebrating a lot of different things all throughout the day. And so it'll be, it's going to be a lot of fun.
It's a little highs and lows. You're going to be a lot of, celebrating and elation, joy, but there might be a few, my eyes are sweating moments here, a couple of those there too.
Yeah.
But that's anytime we're talking hometown heroes, it's going to get the cockles of your heart a little
celebrating first responders and commemorating 9/11. So there's always, there definitely is that in the back of your mind all the time.
Sure. Well, but what's more American than a car show? I mean, I don't know. Maybe they have them in Europe and all that, but I'm sure theirs are funny. They're not right. They're on the wrong side for one thing.
The wrong side of the road.
At least in England,
everything's on the wrong side.
it's on the wrong side. But anyway, I just feel like that's such an American thing. You just come out and I just see a bunch of Mustangs and Camaros and the other things aren't Ford out there. Just
there'll be other things not.
Don't just because it's a Ford event.
Oh yeah.
If you don't have a Ford, if you got an old '57 Chevy or an old Plymouth or a classic,
or a lowrider. Those are my favorite.
Lowrider.
Yeah.
Bikes too, I guess. If you got
had motorcycles last year, and inviting them all back again this year.
If you have a UFO, we'll take it.
Yeah.
I'm like, Thomas, don't you know someone with the UFO? I think I saw it in his neighbor when I was driving by his house
that
one
little
day.
stealth-looking thing. Yeah. That used to be sitting on 2nd Street.
We will take
years
UFOs.
ago.
We will take it all.
Yeah, because I remember
figure
going
it
by
out.
and I was like, "That's the one that was sitting on 2nd Street for all them years."
Yeah.
It was
And,
really a UFO.
Bring anything like that.
Anything
unusual, cool. Just something to showcase. Bring it.
And how you mentioned you like the lowriders?
Mm-hmm.
I like those are cool, but I also like when some folks build a bicycle that matches the lowrider.
Yeah.
And then they display it with it. So they got this lowrider that's blinged out with the gold and everything. And then there's a bicycle right next to it, matching paint scheme and blinged out wheels and everything. I love that.
Yeah.
I think it's so cool when they do the matching like that. So hopefully if the folks that have that, bring them out too.
Yeah.
So.
Well, and I think we need to
it.
talk about our biggest sponsor, which is CRM Trophies and Awards. Robert's actually going to come out, and he's going to have a printing press there to make shirts, and that's kind of a
On-site,
fundraiser that we're doing as well.
Oh,
so
cool.
On-site shirts. So if you walk up, I'm an extra large, he can just pop the print on it, give it to you.
Okay.
It's also a fundraiser for the Tunnel to Towers Foundation.
So money from portions of that will go to the Tunnel of the Tower
Absolutely.
as well. So
But
good.
he's also, thank goodness, in charge of our judging.
Yeah.
He's the car.
He organizes it all.
Kind of
Judge
guru
criteria
on that.
expert. Okay.
He's been instrumental in doing that for us because that's
That's a big deal.
It's out of our skill set.
You want to do it right.
Yeah, that's where the categories, because I know a lot of times they kind of say, okay, what do we got here in the pool? And then they say, we got that. And so then they break down the categories. All right, we got a bunch of Corvettes. So we're going to have a Corvette section. We got a bunch of 50s cars. We have a 50 section. And we have a bunch of lowriders. We have a lowrider section.
Right.
That's how they kind of break it down. So it kind of what shows up is how the categories break down. But that you need those experts like that can say, all right, because let's face it, you, me, and most of us like that cooler car looks cool.
Yeah.
That car looks cool, but you got to know what's under the hood. Or,
exactly.
You know, and
that's why we have professionals doing it.
Professionals doing it. Know exactly what they're looking for.
Because everyone get a blue ribbon or a trophy, as far as I'm concerned.
Right.
You know, they're like, that's a pretty cool car. You know, I like that one too. I wouldn't take it. And that's the other thing. Like, if I'm going to go in a sports car, that's a cool car. But if I want to do some off road or doing something, or just cruising down the street looking sweet, then I want that car. You know what I mean? It's that's. And everyone's taste is different.
For
so
sure.
They got a way to standardize that because someone's like, I don't like candy apple red. Well, tough. You know, it's so they got to standardize that.
They do.
The
grading sheet or system is all kind of uniform and so makes it fair for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And I think what sets us apart is that Eric actually gives $1,000 cash prize for best overall, and that's just kind of unheard of.
That's a big carrot to dangle.
Yep,
so
for sure.
Come on down and and I know. You car guys are going to put it right back in the car, which is probably what it's intended for.
Yeah.
But that's what we want to do is,
exactly.
win that grand and,
put it back in the car.
Pay for your next
fine.
high-end tranny or whatever you're looking to upgrade next on your vehicle.
Exactly.
So.
Yeah. So we've got, the cash prizes. We've also have other, giveaways or have gift cards from LGS. And
LGS is a really big
TV,
sponsor.
Stacey, reel off the sponsors there for us here because there's quite a few people in our community that make this event possible.
We have LGS Guns and Ammo. We have La Salsa CRM Discount Awards. We have National Furniture Liquidators, Suds Up Car Wash, Let's Play Entertainment, One Party Rentals, Keep Chaves County Beautiful, which that's Rita Dorhofer. Our Chaves County Heroes are going to come out and kind of do a fundraiser too.
Good. Support
and
them
of
when
course,
they're out there.
You guys are
our
our biggest
gracious host.
sponsor. So you guys are hosting our entire
Yeah.
event. So 106.5 FM for sure. The Roswell Chamber of Commerce as well. They're helping us get the word out. So we're grateful for that.
Good deal.
Yeah.
Well, it takes
a team.
It takes a team.
does.
But when you're talking about the Chaves County Homes for Heroes group, that's a great organization that if you're not familiar with them, they help veterans around the community with projects at homes and things like so. So if a vet needs a ramp or a vet has a bathroom
a roof,
or a roof,
something like that,
they go in and put a team together to raise money and go out there and fix the roof or it's a great group. So when you come out on the 10th and you want to get involved, if you're looking for something to get involved with, go visit their table and talk to them.
Visit Barbara Gomez. She'll be out there with the booth. So
good deal.
And
if you've got Main Street Roswell questions, she can help you with that too while you're there.
Yeah, she's the new executive director. I'm so proud of her.
She'll take the Chaves County Homes hat and put on her Main Street hat.
I'm excited for her.
But it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be food, fun, entertainment.
Yeah.
And then of course the cars and then at the end of the day at 1:00 we're gonna announce some winners and have some fun and here's the other part. If you're a car person or not, talk with the owners of these cars. Ask. They love that kind of stuff. There's a reason they like coming to these things and showing off their cars because their blood, sweat, and tears are in it. And if you want
time and effort for sure,
ask questions about cars, that's the perfect time because they're there to just say, I want to tell their story. I want to talk about this car, and each single car out there is going to have one, and that's
and they have a lot of automotive knowledge in history in general of the cars that they've got, other cars that they've worked on. You can have a lot of great conversations with those.
Yeah, and then that's all Americana and hometown. It's all fitting in the vibe of the that Saturday event here. So, please, if you got a car and you like to have some fun with it, or maybe you're working on a project and you think you'll have it ready by September 10th here, please sign up, enter, go to Roswell Ford's website and enter, or come by Roswell Ford and say,
the store,
we'll be happy to get you.
Help either way.
And
of course, I'm sorry.
The first place in each category, they're going to receive a trophy. So it's the trophy on top of the best overall, the $1,000 cash prize.
So the money to spend and the trophy to brag about.
Yes. You want the bragging rights.
You got to have it.
And then for the hometown hero, what we're going to do for them is the 3 hometown heroes that are selected, they're each going to get a $250 gift card and a plaque.
Nice.
So it'll be beautiful.
It'll be nice. Yeah. It's just a little thank you for doing what they're going to be doing anyway is basically what it is. And we just want to put them in the spotlight a little bit and give them some love.
Exactly right.
Also, I would imagine too, maybe for whatever reason you're not available that day and things, but you're like, I love Tunnel for Towers and stuff. I'm sure you can come on by the Roswell Ford anytime. Say, I'm busy, but I'd love to make a donation towards Tunnel for Towers or something
exactly.
like that. Be happy to come on by. We'd love to just free up your Saturday and come on out, but if you're not available for whatever reason, but want to support and get involved, that's a great way to do it too here.
Yeah, we will definitely take care of that.
And if you got a classic Ford, if you talk to Eric sweet enough, like I can't make the show, but can you just put it in the showroom for a week or two? If you got a sweet Ford, old Mustang or something in there, maybe he'll make some room in the showroom for you.
We'll make some accommodations.
But Eric might want to take it for a spin. That might be the cat.
I don't know. I'm probably not the best one to be doing that. Yeah, probably not.
Yeah, but come on, mark it on your calendar, September 10th at the Wool Bowl parking lot. Unlike what I said at the beginning of the show, at the Wool Bowl parking lot, about 10 a.m. is when kind of everything's getting together.
Do you want to kind of tell them the timeline when the cars need to show up and stuff like that?
7 o'clock we'll start letting cars in,
set up and get cleaned up and all that.
10 o'clock is when it starts really kind of getting rolling. And I think the judging will probably start right around 11-ish.
Okay.
For the judging for the cars, but then the event's going to be going on all during that.
Sure.
During when that's going on, and then about right at around 1 o'clock, we'll start announcing winners and for the cars, and we'll start showing for the nominations for the hometown heroes and go through that and
make the presentations.
And make presentations for there. So there's going to be a lot going on, and it's going to be it's going to be a great event. It's going to be super fun. A lot of stuff for everybody to do. Even if you're not a car enthusiast, I mean, come out and look at what's going on, because there's going to be more than just cars there. We're going to there'll be motorcycles, there'll be custom bikes like what you're talking about. There's going to be stuff for everybody. Then there's not necessarily going to be classic cars. I mean, there'll be some newer vehicles out there. I think we've already got somebody that has a customized Corvette that they're putting in. That's I think a new.
Yeah, Roa at Lulu's Salon. Have you seen that Corvette?
Yes, I have.
It's like neon green.
I have seen it.
Yeah.
I have. It's a very sweet car.
She took me for a ride in it.
Oh, did she?
Yeah.
My problem is it's so low. I'm like, once I'm in, am I stuck here? I don't know.
You are.
My knees. I'm not getting out again. But
it's worth it though.
Well, I guess I'm here. That's fine. There could be worse places I'm stuck at. But yeah, that is a sweet car. But yeah, that's car. And of course, like you said, there's gonna be all these with Let's Play Entertainment. If you're looking for a place to bring the family, bring the kids, and just let them have fun and do stuff,
that's the place to bring
you get to walk around and look at the cool cars and all that. Let the kids go run around who may not have an interest, and let them play in the Jolly Jumps or the various fun games and stuff they've got going on out at there. So, or participate in some of the different things out there. There's a little something for everybody out there.
Yeah.
It doesn't cost anything for families to come to the car show. There is obviously a fee to enter cars and things like that.
It's $25 to enter a vehicle.
But
we made it easy. It connects to PayPal this year. So whenever you register, it goes straight to PayPal. I mean, you can choose to do that, or you can bring money.
Yeah. Okay. So as simple or as complicated as you want to make it.
Exactly.
Ford's got you covered.
Yep.
And again, we said the proceeds from that stuff goes to Tunnel for Towers. So that's where. So if you want to enter a couple cars or pay more for $25 is pretty cheap. But if you're thinking, this is for Tunnel for Towers, here's $50. That'd be awesome. That'd be cool. But it's only $25. But I won't make you feel guilty if you want to pay more.
You can register as many vehicles as you want. If you got 2, 3, however many, you can bring as many as you want.
I mean, you can get there.
As many, however you want to get them, you can bring them there.
Yeah, it really is a lot of fun, and I've even seen a couple where maybe the car's almost finished but not quite finished and still up on the trailer.
Last year,
yeah, that's great too.
Where they're still in progress.
So
when they drove them out there.
Well, and I know car people will love to see that as much as they would the finished product.
Yes.
So definitely, if you want to kind of say, this is what I've been working on for the last year. It's almost there. I just need paint, or I just need whatever it is, interior or whatever you're working on next here. But come on out, and I would also imagine it's a bit of a car swap, because these people swim in a lot of the similar circles. So that connecting there, and just if you're new to the car, maybe new to the area, and you have a car thing and you want to plug in with some of the car guys, use this event as that your little hey, welcome to the neighborhood kind of thing. Yeah, it really is come have fun, but there's a lot of other ways you can kind of take advantage of this event for yourself too. So it's a good thing. One more thing I do want to mention while we got you here. Of course, if we talked earlier about looking for vehicles and things come on by, but don't forget, if you're trying to keep what you got running and keep it in good shape, the service department at Roswell Ford, they're working. Everybody covered. They got the experts. They can do everything they knew to keep your car going as long as you need it to.
Yeah, absolutely.
To be able to buy a new one or what you're trying to do. For sure.
We also have mobile service now that we launched a few weeks ago.
Yeah,
about a month
that's
ago.
really cool.
Yeah. And so we can kind of bring the service department right to your driveway.
And that's a game changer, really, because now
it's nice. We're not going to be able to rebuild your engine in your driveway or transmission or something.
Sure.
But
we can get it to the vehicle. We can determine
recalls, general maintenance things. We can
swap out a battery, something kind of simple.
We can do all those types of things. And obviously, when we're there, we're gonna do a multi-point inspection on your car. We're gonna look it over and give you some recommendations that if you need maybe something future down the road. So and you can call the store. We can set you up with an appointment, and we'll come right to your house, your work, wherever you need us to.
Absolutely. And of course, when you buy a vehicle there through Roswell Ford, you can get set up on the plan, so they send you reminders, time to do your oil change, and it really makes it easy for you to not have to worry about that stuff, because every time it's due, your guys are like, here you go, you're due for this. Let's set up an appointment.
You got that Ford Pass app on your. We'll put it on your phone, and it sends you all the alerts all the time. Tells you what's going on with your vehicle all the time. So you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah. So let the service department at Roswell Ford take care of all those needs too. If you got and you don't have to have a Ford. They can work on other brands and make some models too. So if you run what you brung is what they hear. You can bring it on down to Ford here, and they got you covered.
We'll even wash it on a rainy day.
There you go. Twice if we have to.
Twice if we have to. Whatever it takes.
Very good. Is there anything we missed? Any information or anything we wanted to share that we just spaced out and skipped over?
No, I don't think
we got
so.
it all?
No, we really do appreciate you. Having
anytime, and I'm sure we'll get you guys back in. We get a little close to the event just to say, hey, don't forget, coming up, come on by, and maybe that last minute reminder for car people and families, just to plan Saturday, free up your Saturday midday here for some fun with us at the Wool Bowl, actually, but with Roswell Ford.
Yeah.
So. Good deal. Well, thank you, guys.
Thank you very much.
Have a good weekend.
Appreciate you. Thank you.
Stay dry, but
I don't
enjoy the rain.
Know that's going to be possible this weekend. It looks like it's going to be drizzly most of the weekend.
Yeah. Well,
I love that kind of weather, though. So
Ford doesn't have a boat line, do they?
They do not. They do not.
Well, until that happens, they got Broncos, so they're pretty tall. They can clear the water. Thank you, guys. We'll see you next time. Have a good weekend.
Thank you, you too.
Anytime. It is 7:56. Let's take a quick break before we get you into news. Don't go away.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander. Fewer Americans filed for unemployment benefits last week as the labor market continues to stand out as one of the strongest segments of the U.S. economy. Applications for jobless aid for the week ending August 13th fell by 2,000. Former Trump Organization CFO Alan Weisselberg on Thursday pleaded guilty to tax violations and admitted to helping run a years-long tax fraud scheme at the former president's business. As part of the plea deal with the Manhattan District Attorney's Office, Weisselberg is required to testify at the company's trial if prosecutors choose to call on him, and to admit his role in conspiring with Mr. Trump's company to carry out the tax scheme. Home sales in July fell for the sixth straight month. Sharply higher mortgage rates, surging inflation, and prices that remain near all-time highs are making homes less affordable. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander in Washington.
There's nothing like the rich look and luxurious feel of real leather. Glenn's Furniture has a special inventory of high-quality leather furniture in dozens of beautiful colors. Power reclining sofas, love seats, and recliners in a variety of styles, all covered in soft, durable leather that would look fabulous in your home. Visit Glenn's Furniture at the corner of Union and Alameda and upgrade to leather today. Glenn's, making homes beautiful since 1953.
The Bulls are coming to Roswell, and the savings are coming to Roswell Nissan. We have a selection of over 25 brand new vehicles on the lot, so you can ride away today in an all-new 2022 Frontier, Pathfinder, or Rogue. And the pre-owned lot is stocked with herds of practically new vehicles in stock, with many 20s and 21s in stock. And we have over 100 vehicles on the lot. When no one has vehicles, Nissan does. Get ready for bull riding action and head for Roswell Nissan, 2111 West 2nd.
Sometimes when you hit the road hits back.
That's why MTA Mechanics and Tire carries major brands like Bridgestone, Cooper, and Michelin. Not only do you get top brand tires, but you also get a nationwide warranty. So wherever you are, MTA Mechanics and Tire has you covered. Stop by or let MTA come to you with their MTA Mobile Tire Shop, covering Roswell, Carlsbad, and Artesia. They can come to your home, office, or even the airport, and alignment is included on all sets of 4 tires. MTA Mechanics and Tires, getting you back on the road.
The Valley Cafe introduces weekly lunch specials. Whether you like burgers, soups, salads, or sandwiches, the Valley Cafe will satisfy your lunch cravings. This week for lunch, try the Jamwich. Thinly sliced ham, bacon, grilled onions, grilled jalapenos, and Swiss cheese. Served on a bolillo bun with jalapeno pineapple jam. Grab and go lunch now at the Valley Cafe, the orange building across from Church on the Move, 801 Brasher in Roswell.
This is Dallas Cowboys football 2022.
Hurts in the gun for the Eagles, coming left to right in the green shirts.
Only heard here.
Snap is back, little read option. He keeps it up the middle and runs slam into a wall and loses yards.
All season.
Micah Parsons.
Saturday night, it's your Cowboys and the LA Chargers.
Live from SoFi Stadium.
On this Dallas Cowboys radio network station.
Pre-game at 7, kickoff at 8 on Southeastern New Mexico's official Cowboy station, 92.9 The Brand.
The great one, Mark Levin, is now in Roswell on 106.5 KEND Roswell.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. We could get to see some parts of the affidavit that was used to get a warrant for the raid on former President Trump's Mar-a-Lago estate. Federal judge giving the Justice Department a week to submit a redacted version of the document to the court for review. Attorney Deanna Schulman represents news organizations looking to unseal the affidavit.
Today's hearing, Judge Reinhart seemed to have a very good sense that it is his job as the gatekeeper in this case to perform his function of balancing the interest in the public of accessing these materials against the interest in the government in keeping them secret.
Former President Trump argues the American people deserve to be shown the complete affidavit, but the government argues that doing that would compromise its ongoing criminal investigation. Looks like the Pledge of Allegiance will not disappear from Fargo's school board meetings after all. The Board of Ed in North Dakota's most populous city has reversed course on its decision to stop reciting the pledge at its monthly meetings. The about-face follows complaints from conservative lawmakers and an angry backlash from people all across the country. More of your money could soon be on its way to Ukraine.
Sources say that President Biden is preparing to announce an additional $800 million of aid for Ukraine. Reuters is citing 3 sources who said the announcement could come as early as today. Reportedly, Biden plans to use the Presidential Drawdown Authority to authorize the funding. The U.S. has sent billions of dollars in aid to Ukraine since February. Tasha Stevens reporting.
3 men have been charged in the killing of notorious Boston crime boss James Whitey Bulger in a West Virginia prison 4 years ago. Bulger was fatally beaten on the very same day he was relocated from a Florida lockup to that prison in West Virginia. On Wall Street, the Dow is down 252 points. More on these stories at townhall.com.
If you're considering protecting your retirement with gold or silver, listen up. Mark Davis here. One company I trust for this, Advantage Gold, the highest rated precious metals firm in the country. They've won the Best of TrustLink Award 4 years in a row because they really educate their clients on how to buy gold and silver the right way. Call 800-900-8000. 800-900-8000. Talk to one of their experts. They can send you a free gold kit along with a free copy of the Wall Street Journal national bestseller, The Great Devaluation. Number again, 800-900-8000. Don't wait any longer. Get the best information, the best process, the best service, the best value, all from Advantage Gold. 800-900-8000. That's 800-900-8000. Call Advantage Gold today. 800-900-8000.
Advantage Gold is not an investment advisor or a tax advisor. Consult with your financial advisor before investing.
Call 800-900-8000.
As the war in Ukraine rages on, several powerful explosions have rocked a key Russian military airfield in Crimea.
Videos circulating online show what appears to be Russian air defenses engaging aerial targets, followed by explosions. The local authorities say that a Ukrainian drone has been shot down and no damage has been caused. But it's really difficult to find out what's happening on the ground and peer through the fog of war.
The BBC's Vitaly Shevchenko. The Russian military claims it has deployed warplanes armed with state-of-the-art hypersonic missiles to Ukraine's westernmost Baltic region. The move comes amid soaring tensions with the West over Moscow's invasion of Ukraine. News and analysis at townhall.com. A Tennessee federal judge tells Starbucks to bring him back, rehire those people.
The employees were fired earlier this year after leading an effort to unionize their store. In a decision, U.S. District Judge Cheryl Lippman agreed with the National Labor Relations Board, which had asked the court to intervene in May. The case has been among the most closely watched in the unionization effort at Starbucks. More than 220 U.S. Starbucks stores, including the Memphis store, have voted to unionize. Starbucks opposes the unionization effort. John Scott reports.
A heads up for Apple customers. Apple revealed serious security vulnerabilities for iPhones, iPads, and Macs that could potentially allow attackers to take full control of those devices. Security experts urge users to update the affected devices, and there is a long list of them. Apple not saying how the vulnerabilities are discovered. More on these stories, townhall.com.
What in the wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travel listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 8 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 2.
They call it the Dupes.
Mornings with Mike Winters, right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Happy Friday, everybody.
Yes.
It's fun to say that one. And it's even funner Friday. Funner Friday.
Funner Friday.
Funner Friday. Ask for it by name.
I like it.
Funner Friday because we got football starting tonight. We got weather, Lord willing. We'll have 3 football games for you this evening.
See, why'd you have to go and say it? We were all just kind of hoping for the best, and you had to go put it out in the ether.
Well, I can read the weather report like everybody else, and you can stick your head in the sand if you want to. Or
I do.
Well, go ahead, Ostrich.
That's the American way.
I'm going to wear a raincoat.
I subscribe to the Jim Henson school of let's just wait and see what happens.
Yeah. Now, I haven't been to a game in a while, like in the stands during a rainstorm. But one would think proper etiquette for being in the stands in the rain at a football game is to wear rain jackets or ponchos, not umbrellas. Because you're blocking a bunch of people's view with your nice handy umbrella. If you're sitting in the back row, do whatever you want. But if there's people behind you, maybe think of alternate ways to stay dry. Just be not to mention, if there is thunder, you're carrying a big lightning metal rod and putting it over your head and just saying, hey, you hit me with lightning, everybody.
Not wrong. Basically, if you're going to a football game in the rain, plan it like you're going to a Gallagher show. Bring a big plastic sheet.
There you go. Pretend that the Rockets or the Coyotes are about to spray you with a big watermelon.
That's it. It's a good mental place to be in.
And yes, Gallagher's got a big hammer, so if you're even in the nosebleeds, he can hit you. I'm just saying, that's a big mallet he's got there. And he's literally been doing nothing but whacking things for 50 years, so he's probably got the guns to do it. Even his brother, Gallagher too. He's got the guns too.
Who, from what I've gathered, got that act illegally.
Oh, yeah, it's a whole rift between the Gallagher brothers. In fact, many, many moons ago, I was stationed at Holloman there, and there was a bar club. I think now it's a VFW or American Legion post there in Alamogordo, but it's kind of near the base gate. It's just a little bit down the highway from the base gate there. But it was a club, a nightclub or bar, and I think it was called Shooters. I think it changed names a couple times, but I think it was called Shooters. But while I was, and this was probably 98, 97 ballpark, they used to have like acts come. Like one was like Thunder from Down Under.
Oh, God.
But they had Gallagher 2.
Wow.
Show up. One of those things. Because I remember seeing Gallagher 2 coming to Shooters and the date and everything. And I'm like, all right then. Gallagher 2.
I mean, did you?
No.
Really?
No. Well, I worked midnights.
Oh, yeah.
So my schedule was a little different.
You just then go in, take in a little Gallagher, and then go head in for your shift. With the memories that you made at the Gallagher 2 show.
Yeah. Why is your uniform covered in watermelon juice?
Not to be confused with the other act that was touring the country, Minnie Gallagher. Little guy smashes a cantaloupe. It's adorable. It's an adorable act.
Yeah. By the way, speaking of that, I saw a meme. It was like from a Star Wars fan page, and they had Luke Skywalker dressed in his Jedi robes, and then right next to him, Peter Dinklage in like robes that look almost exact. I'm guessing it's Game of Thrones, but it looks very similar. And it's like, realize when you're Jedi Masters at the mini version, it was something kind of along those lines. But they looked exactly the same, except one was Mark Hamill, one was Peter Dinklage, and just in the same outfit. So it was like mini Luke.
He's made such a name for himself off of Game of Thrones that when you hear him actually speak, it blows my mind that he doesn't actually have a British accent. Like he's from here. He's from America, so he just talks like a dude.
But even a lot of his roles, he talks that way. I mean, in Game of Thrones, obviously. But
I think that when you're a little person, you have to adopt a British accent because you got to figure most of the stuff you're going to be in is folklore.
Well, and the other Peter Dinklage joint that I like to quote is Pixels.
Yeah,
if you remember that, because he kind of plays like an '80s wannabe bad guy, kind of tough dude.
That's such a terrible movie.
I you know what? Yes, it is a bad movie.
It's not good,
but it makes me giggle.
I
love the movie,
dude,
because
I wanted
it's
it to be so good. I wanted it to be good, but it was so bad.
The concepts and okay, pull back the curtain. Kevin James makes me laugh. I don't care what people say. He makes me laugh. I find it funny, and I do like Adam Sandler goofy movies.
Yeah,
and this recipe just had enough for me to say, you know what, this wasn't half bad.
You could suspend disbelief enough to think that he could be your president.
Yes, Kevin James could be my president. People like, spoiler alert on Pixels, man.
Oh yeah, sorry. I'm gonna spoil that, Jim.
Yeah, but I kind of have a soft spot. I kind of dig that movie. I know it's bad. I will never claim it's good.
And here's the thing,
but I enjoyed it.
I'm all for liking bad movies. Bear in mind, my favorite movie when I was a kid was Blank Check.
Yeah, that's a pretty bad one.
Bad movie. Anything starring Tone Loc is a bad movie, with the exception of like Ace Ventura.
Yeah,
he was okay in that.
Yes. There's another movie he was in that was good. I just don't remember it off the top of my head.
Blank Check.
That was it. No, it was another one. There was something he had a cameo in or something that he was really good in. It was a cameo. He had like 3 words. But yeah, I'm a mark for Adam Sandler movies. Even
for the most part,
even the more newer I haven't, to be honest, I missed all the series. Like that one where he's a gem thief. I still haven't seen that one yet.
I've heard that's like the best movie he's ever made, though.
The most torturous movie I've ever had to sit through with him was that one where what's it called? It was not a comedy.
Was it Spanglish?
No, Spanglish I can get
Punch
through.
Drunk Love?
That's the one.
Okay.
Punch Drunk Love.
I saw Spanglish. I never saw Punch Drunk Love.
You don't need to. I can't get to that.
I have a hard time wrapping my head around Adam Sandler just being
depressing. It's supposed to be funny, and I'm like, oh, Adam Sandler, and you just walk out of there like, that was a big bag of sad, and I don't want nothing to do with that.
What's that other one? Is it called The Comedians?
Oh yeah, that's depressing too.
Is that with the Judd Apatow movie?
The one where he's got cancer or something? Yeah, that one.
I went into that thinking it was going to be great. It was sad.
Yeah, that one is...
sad Adam Sandler. Just the only one that I've ever seen Adam Sandler in that was kind of sad that worked was Click. That movie was great.
Yeah, I kind of find that one. But then again, I like the grown-ups movies. I liked Remote Click. I almost called it Remote Control, but Click. Yeah, that one I got, And of course, his classics is Billy Madison and, and Happy Gilmore's and Waterboys. Those are, a 10 to me. You're always a 10 to me. I feel like that should be a song.
He's a 10, but he always hires Rob Schneider, so he's a 6.
You know what else is a 10? McDonald's.
There it is.
Here in Roswell.
Segway.
They hook us up each and every Friday with delicious breakfast treats. They finally answered my prayers, and we now have Coke Zero in the fountain at the McDonald's here locally. That's a great thing.
It is.
Hopefully it's nationwide, but I know we got them here.
Because when it comes to the soda fountain, McDonald's, they put the research and development into it.
Yeah, they got more science in their sodas than CDC probably has on COVID. But anyway.
Do you know how many 3-panel whiteboard...
Although that's not a braggart thing to brag on.
How many 3-panel whiteboard presentations R&D had to put together just to make Coke Zero happen? I'm sure it was a few.
That's right. They had a Coke in. I wonder if they get like the Coke scientist in on their stuff. It's like, where's the Coke scientist? And then get in to talk to her. I wonder how that works. Like if there's a meeting of the McDonald's scientist and the Coke scientist, like how do we infuse it? We've got our straw, which is perfectly shaped. I wonder if there's that meeting going on.
Right. Well, you got to imagine the McDonald's people and the Coke people, they're across the hall from each other.
Yeah. And they both all got white lab coats, except for the McDonald's guys have golden arches on the back of theirs, and there's a big Coca-Cola symbol in the back of the Coke guys.
You're probably more right than you think.
That's how I pictured all in my head.
But Hamburger University, their research and development department.
HU.
That's right. Proud alum.
Yes. Let me turn you on, Roy.
Oh, what?
Just talk.
I was gonna say, speaking of Game of Thrones, you know what's this Sunday?
House of the Dragons.
The premiere is the House of whatever the new one's called.
Yes, House of Dragons.
All right. Well, I do want to check it out. I might just wait and see what everyone else does, and then go scooter in a little later. But yeah, I'll check it out.
It's always funny to me when pro wrestling works in theme nights. They had a tie-in with House of the Dragons on AEW Dynamite this week, so it was the American Dragon, Bryan Danielson, fighting the Dragon Slayer, Daniel Garcia, with Ricky the Dragon Steamboat as the timekeeper in a 2 out of 3 falls match. Yeah, they really laid it on thick.
Too bad Bruce Lee's not alive. They could enter the Dragon show and then right after that. So
Fire will rain this Sunday.
Oh, what was...
Rain will rain on Saturday.
Oh, there was the 80s. You are the dragon. I can't remember.
Fire.
We're just all singing now?
So, I was talking about McDonald's.
Yes.
And then we got to get sidetracked by dragons.
It's what we do.
But swing on by any of your McDonald's. They got you covered. Don't forget to download the app to your smartphones and or tablets or whatever you use to connect with the world. And you can get deals that are sweet. Deals that are so good that you don't use your reward points.
That's true.
That's why I have a baller status. Because every time I have a baller status like this, and I'm like, oh, I'm going to go get some free food, and then I get into the deals part before I get to my rewards part, and I'm like, oh wait, I can get my whole order 20% off, or I can get $4.99 chicken nugs for 20 piece, and I'm like, I'd rather do that. And then because you can only use a deal or your reward, you can't. They won't let you loot the place with freeness.
With your freeness. Yeah, but I will say I've been mad before because I'll get in the drive-thru. I'm like, oh, I should have used the app. You still can. If you open it, go to your deals. You can open the 20% off, say use at store. It'll give you the 4-digit code. Then just give it to them in the drive-thru, and you get 20% off.
Man. Boom. The Golden Arches scientists are working working their mojo,
They're
aren't they?
begging you to take money out of their pockets.
I like it. So swing by McDonald's, have a meal. Here today.
Loving it.
You know what? Kind of overcast. Some of those biscuits and gravy for breakfast might go down real good with the overcast. Or an oatmeal.
An oatmeal would be nice.
Something sticks to the ribs. Some party. There you go. Little suggestions for you. County Manager Bill Williams has been waiting patiently through our mumbo jumbo to talk with us here. So we're gonna talk with him in just a few minutes here, and then get an update with County Commission and other things happening around the county here in just a few. Before we do that, though, let's take a look at that weather. I think it's going to rain. At least that's what everyone's telling us, which means it probably won't. That's the thing. Everyone's getting ready for it, and we'll get cloudy. I hope I'm way wrong, but don't be surprised.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Showers and thunderstorms around the area today with lots of moist air coming in as part of the monsoon. With cloud cover, we'll stay in the low to mid 80s. Some heavy rainfall will be possible during the afternoon hours. Scattered showers in mid 60s overnight. More rain and thunderstorms look likely on Saturday and Sunday with heavy rain possible upper 70s. That's your latest forecast. This is staff meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently, 73 here in Roswell. Humidity is at 79%. There you go. The temperature is lower than our humidity right now. How often does that happen in New Mexico? Or at least our part of New Mexico. Not very often, but today's that day, folks. Winds out of the northeast at 6 miles per hour. We do have a flash flood watch that begins officially at noon today and will remain in effect through Sunday at midnight. We do have a 40% chance of showers for this afternoon today, mostly cloudy, 85 for a high, winds out of the southeast, 5 to 10. Tonight, 70% chance of showers and thunderstorms. They say some of those storms could produce heavy rain. Skies will be cloudy with an overnight low of 67 degrees, southeast winds 5 to 10. They're saying we could see anywhere from a quarter to a half inch of rain tonight possible. So, like I said, prepare accordingly when you go out to the football games tonight. Saturday, they say it's going to rain. 90% chance of rain. Again, they say there could be some a heavy rainfall with some of the storms that go through. High of only 75 tomorrow with southeast winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Saturday night, also a 90% chance of showers and thunderstorms. Again, some of those storms could produce heavy rainfall. Overnight low of 66 with southeast winds 5 to 10. Sunday, we're looking at a 50% chance of showers and thunderstorms, mostly cloudy. Highs back up to 80 with winds out of the north 5 to 10. Sunday night, 30% chance of showers and thunderstorms, mostly cloudy. Overnight low of 66. And then Monday, when you head back to work and school, rain chances, 30% chance of rain, partly cloudy, 83. And those rain chances, I'm looking through Thursday of next week, and every day and night they've got 20 to 30% rain chances next week. So this is monsoon 2, I guess we could call it. Electric boogaloo. I don't know, but it's the second wave of monsoon coming through. And this one looking a little better than the first wave, to be honest with you. We got a lot of teeth, so hopefully this one gives us a little more moisture. All right, we're going to take about a 3.5-minute commercial break real quick, and then we'll have County Manager Bill Williams join us officially here on the show, talking county business. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
Asian Market brings the flavors of the East to Roswell. The market side has lots of new and different items, including new sauces and noodles to enhance your Asian dishes. And the restaurant inside Asian Market has all of Nook's favorites from 11 to 7 Monday through Saturday, like wontons, egg drop, rice or noodle soup, crispy calamari, and the best barbecue fried rice in town. All made fresh. Dine in or call ahead for easy pickup.
Hi, this is Nok. Come see me at Asian Market, 5702 South Main in Roswell. Call 575-840-5309.
When you think of home health care here in Roswell, what's the first thing that pops into your head? That's right, Frontier Medical. We've been doing it better than anyone else for over 20 years. From in-home nursing to physical therapy and so much more. Doctors and hospitals from Albuquerque to Lubbock and everywhere in between have been trusting their patients to us here at Frontier Medical. So when it's time to make a choice, remember Frontier Medical. 575-627-1112. Frontier Medical. Name to remember.
Pressure Services LLC in Artesia has immediate openings for experienced vacuum truck, kill truck, and hydrovac operators. Operators must hold a Class A CDL or Class D CDL, at least 2 years of experience, and be at least 25 years of age. All positions require a clean driving record and must be able to pass a DOT drug and alcohol screen. Pressure Services offers great pay with IRA benefits and employer contributions toward health benefits. Please apply in person at 402 West Main in Artesia, inside the Edge Safety Facility, equal opportunity employer.
How do you make the most of your land? Shaw does it behind the wheel of a John Deere 1025R compact tractor, as he does everything to make
my yard look as beautiful as I possibly can.
But the Hubbards use their 1025R because
we really are trying to create this homestead.
There are millions of ways to make the most of your land. How will you make the most of yours? Nothing runs like a Deere.
Stop by Pecos Valley Equipment in Artesia and Roswell, or visit us online at pecosvalleyequipment.com.
Well, the biting bugs and the ferocious flyers are out in force, and if you don't take care of them now, you'll be swatting and scratching all summer. Makes me itchy just thinking about it. Hi, this is Jim Gill from Roswell Seed Company. Whether it's keeping the fleas and ticks off your animals or keeping the flies and mosquitoes away from your barbecue, you gotta use the right stuff, and you gotta do it at the right time. So come see us now at Roswell Seed Company, and don't let the bugs tick you off. Get it? Tick.
James ends his book entreating his readers to bring the wanderer and sinner home. Have you ever watched someone you love fall into sin and wander away? James says that the most important thing you can do for someone you love is to guide them home. Jesus tells the story in Matthew about the shepherd that leaves the 99 sheep who are safe to find the wandering sheep who has gotten lost. The parable states that God cares about and rejoices just as much for the one who was lost and is found as he does for the 99 who stayed safe. For those of us who have been the wandering one, and someone loved us enough to lovingly and gently bring us home, we owe that true friend our spiritual lives. Maybe you are the one that's wandering and feels lost. Come visit us Sunday and find a church full of former wanderers looking to help others find their way home. We are here to love you and welcome you back to God's family.
Join us at the Country Club Road Church of Christ for worship at 10 a.m. on Sunday, located on the corner of Country Club and Washington in Roswell.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. The catfish has over 27,000 taste buds. Do you think they prefer fried or blackened? Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 25 minutes after 8 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning, now officially, he's been here for a while, but in his official capacity, Chaves County Manager Bill Williams back with us. Good morning.
Good morning. It's really nice to learn about oatmeal and all the variety of things that I learned just sitting here and listening.
You learn a whole lot more than you probably wanted to sometimes when you walk in these walls here. So, but well, fortunately, he has stuff for us to learn too.
Well, something I thought was kind of cool this morning is Sean's wearing a NASA shirt.
Yes.
And I was reading in the paper yesterday that it was since 1972 when we did the last moonshot, and they're getting ready to do that.
They're going to do it again.
Like,
yeah.
All right. I remember watching the first one and subsequent ones.
I know people love or hate Elon Musk. Mm-hmm. I kind of dig him, but that's just me. But people that don't or say what you want about him, I think he's lit the fire for us to be back into the space program again. And
challenge accepted kind of thing.
And to be honest, that the biggest mistake I think we as a country made is scale back in our late 80s, 90s, the NASA program.
Yep.
The shuttle program, when it ended, there should have been something right on its heels coming back in, and there wasn't. And that's that. And now we're relying on Russians to get to space and all this dumb stuff. And you're like, this ain't how it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be us leading the way, putting people on the moon. I get international. That's all good, but America needs to get back in the space exploration game.
I felt like it was going to progress like everything scientific does. You start out with this, and then you make it to the moon, and then whatever, and we just kind of became stagnant after.
And that's just right, because if you look from, 60, when Kennedy made his proclamation about putting a man on the moon before before the end of the decade, from that moment up through even the 80s, NASA moved at a lightning pace. We created a space program in basically that time. No one, we put, the Mercury, the Gemini and Apollo programs all put us on the moon. Apollo went into the 70s, and then they ran out of money, and they kind of, but the shuttle program picked back up, which was so unique of its kind because that's the first rocket or first
reusable.
Yeah, where they can go up in it and come back in it. And we thought, well, this is setting the tables for Mars and everything else. And what happened was the politicians decided the money wasn't there for this, and they did use other things for it, and our space program died, and all those talk of going to Mars and stuff. We probably, I would argue, if we kept the pace up, I would say before the end of this, I'd say by by 2025 we'd have been on Mars by now, I think, and maybe even sooner. Maybe 2018. I think we could have been.
It would be interesting to see what's there.
I think we would have been, and I think because of the cutbacks in the late 80s and 90s and all that, and 2000s for that matter, up until the last 5-6 years here, I think we took a severe hurt in that progress towards our own humankind science and pushing those envelopes. So.
Well, I was not very old in 1969 when they did the first moon landing. But I remember it. I mean, not vividly or anything, but I remember sitting in front of the television, watching this kind of fuzzy screen kind of blip by. It was very interesting to a little kid. And,
everyone's tuning in. Walter Cronkite's doing his
every kid, back then wanted to go to Cape Canaveral and be an astronaut. And, so that was pretty cool stuff.
Yeah. Well, they were rock stars.
Oh, yeah.
And that was... if you ever watch, I know we're supposed to talk county here, so I'll wrap this up with this note. But if you ever watch some of these, like even Apollo 13, or
that's a great movie.
If you watch the HBO From Earth to the Moon series, you'll get a real glimpse of what the lifestyle of these astronauts were in the 60s and 70s. With they're Playboy rock stars and everything else. It was, but then again, what they're asking these people to do, it takes a certain breed to say, yeah, we're going to put you in a tin can and shoot you up into space where no man's ever been before. How's that sound to you?
I ain't scared.
Yeah. So it takes a certain mindset to be, strap me into this tin can and let's go, And so, people respect that. But anyway, go check it out if you get a chance. It's really cool. Let's talk county business.
All right,
let's get in that area a little bit here. Of course, County Commission met back in a regular schedule.
Yes, we're back on the regular
after
schedule.
A few months of moving around and stuff.
And we'll see if we can stick with our regular schedule throughout the rest of the year. We'll see. There's a lot of schedules to.
I'm about to say, it is an election year with the midterms and all that, and sometimes that can impact, when the commission meets and all that.
And we had one commissioner yesterday that appeared by phone.
Okay.
Previous meeting, I think we had 2 that appeared by phone.
Okay.
So, I mean, it's been difficult to get everyone available. But we've been making it happen.
Good deal. Well, so they met yesterday for their normal. Right. That's their normal meeting time. Is the third Thursday at 9 a.m.
At 9 a.m.
They're in the at the county admin building there in the county. If you go through the main entrance, keep walking straight, you'll hit the county commission.
Can't miss it. At that point,
chambers there. So
and I've said this before, and I think I'll lead off with this. We had a good group of people came in to tell us, what their opinions were on concerned citizens, and talking about voter integrity. And anytime the public comes in and engages the commissioners and tries to make them aware of what's going on in the community and what they would like to see them do, and the commissioners, that's what gives them the energy or the fuel to find these things and to someone take it on and champion the cause. And so anytime the public comes in, they're more than welcome. Of course, this group had some very important stuff to discuss, and it was great.
Good.
Because I think there is a lot of concern these days with voter integrity and how do we assure that that our votes are all counting.
Well, you kind of see what's going on in Otero County over there, and kind of are we seeing similar what's the word I'm looking for? Similar curiosities if we're dealing with some of the stuff that Otero County is dealing with? Or?
Well, yeah, everyone would like to know exactly what we're dealing with. Of course, the big takeaway from our meeting yesterday is we have a great county clerk. And Cindy and her team, they're very honorable.
They are.
There's no doubt that what they're doing is absolutely right and fair and
well, I didn't know if like the machines and things. I know in Otero they're worried about the voting machines.
Right. And that's a concern nationwide. And that's some of the concerns they brought up about the Dominion machines.
Yeah.
But
I think Otero's like one of the counties that they're taking this to the mat and saying we're going to go all the way with this.
Right.
I didn't know if some people in this county were we should jump on board with that.
There are people that would like us to do that, and the commissioners are still evaluating what they think is the best process to move forward with that. So anyway, like I say, it's always great to have people from the public come in and let us know. And there's always a variety of things. Sometimes people just come in to let us know that the roads in their neighborhood maybe need to be fixed or
that's why we have these meetings
or praise reports. You know, hey, thank you guys for doing this, and you know, it's just really good to have the public involvement.
Sure. And I imagine, you know, when all of our commission members, when they first ran for county commissioner, and they're kind of in their heads thinking what the role of a commissioner does and things. And I think the first thing they think of is like, my job is, it's that meeting like we're talking about, where the members of the public are informing them about things that they may or may not be on their radar. Right. And then as a commission, tackling those issues and trying to come up with a resolution.
And when they determine what they want to do, whether it's about roads or budgets or whatever, they let us know. And as the administrator for the county, then, you know, I send that out to the right departments, and we make whatever arrangements we need to bring a resolution to them, or an ordinance to them, or a personnel action.
And this is something I know county and everything, that relationship's been there for a long time, where even if there's stuff the county commission has to do that may not be popular with the residents, they at least say, you know, I get what you're saying, but this is the reason why we have to do it this way. And I think that makes such a more transparent, clear thing. It's like, look, I get that I disagree with the decision you made, but I can at least understand the logic and reasoning behind that decision. And that's, when we talk about government, that's, you know, you're not always going to get your way, but at least you should have an understanding of why it's being done that way.
Well, one of the procedures that they have during the commission meeting, when they have open communication at the end, it's up to 3 minutes per person, not to exceed 15 minutes maximum, because we don't want to be there for 4 hours, you know, but they try to keep it moving along, but they don't make any decisions. They rarely answer any questions. They just soak it all in. They listen to what the problem or whatever is. They might ask a question to get a clarification, but then they take that back home and digest it and try to figure out what to do with it. And so you know, we're glad that we have that opportunity for people to talk. Absolutely. That's my favorite part of it.
Well, and that's good government at the end of the day. That's how, and you know, God, I wish we had this in Santa Fe too, because our state would be so much better if it was, you may not agree with everything, but at least everyone's in on the conversation, you know, and their point of view is heard. And that's what you get, all you can ask for in your government sometimes.
And one of the things that we talked about a little bit yesterday, or I talked about in my remarks, is Diane Taylor, who's whirlwind of activity. Yeah. She's always busy doing something. She put together a tour of the Pecos Valley production facility.
Okay.
And
the cannabis facility.
The cannabis facility for, you know, all of our local legislators. And they came from some distance, you know, actually. We've had about 40 people, I would guess, out there, and they showed us every aspect of this operation, and it's just mind-boggling the number of people that are employed there, the products that they do. I'm first to tell you, I've only seen pot like twice in my life,
right?
And there's probably hundreds of products that they have, you know, lip balms and powders, and
I wonder because I've always stated, you know, once. Because I think at some point it'll be federally legal at some point. I think that's something, I don't know if it'll be in, 5 years, 20 years or whenever, but at some point I think that's going to happen. And you're going to see a different change in everything, because that's when you're going to see like Budweiser and Marlboro and these national companies get involved with that stuff. And my curiosity is, you look at like Pecos Valley Pharmaceuticals, and you're one of those that, when that happens, it looks like they're going to be set up to go national. You know what I mean? And you wonder if they're...
And currently they can't cross state lines because it is federally...
Yeah, but you wonder if they're going to become maybe the Budweiser or the Marlboro or the Jack Daniels of cannabis here, especially not just for New Mexico, but for maybe the West or something like that.
I don't know. And, I'm one of those people that holds back a little bit about fully endorsing cannabis, but it is here, and that's the thing, and that's what Diane wanted us to recognize. It's here. There's a lot of money coming in, but none of that money, Diane works very hard with the DWI programs, and she says none of that money is going towards prevention or keeping it away from kids, the education, all those things that she does. And
we
so
need to
she wanted to make us aware of how big of an industry it is, and try to lay the groundwork now while it's coming in, so that we never even think about it, but there's money set aside to take care of the problems that it may bring in.
Well, and we know the state's going to tax tax those groups.
Right.
That's part of the reason we want to make it legal. But whether we use that portions of that for education, but something needs to be established.
Yeah, and of course it has to be earmarked. Administrations change in Santa Fe.
Yes.
And if you've set something aside and it's not earmarked for something specific, even if it is earmarked specifically for something, someone will raid that account and you won't get it. So I think that's kind of her way of thinking, is we need to make sure that there are monies that are already labeled. This has to go to take care of whatever issues might come up because of it. And I thought she did a great job getting this put together.
Yeah.
And it was a real eye-opener for me. I just, never realized the scope, I guess.
Sure. Well, and this, let's face it, the reason why states like New Mexico, many others want to, legalize or did legalize it, is it's the cash cow opportunities is one of the advantages there. And we want to certainly take advantage of that. But at the same time, we don't want to just use all that money for other things and say, you know what, because just think about it, like, when you buy liquor or whatever and you pay a tax on a portion, that's going back to the DWI programs and things like that.
And to level the playing field,
yeah.
too. If it's what's fair for the goose, fair for the gander, or good for the goose, good for the gander, if they're doing that with alcohol distributors and stuff, they certainly need to be doing it, I would think.
I would agree with that statement. Treat them equally. Whatever you decide on that, treat them equally.
But there's so much science and stuff. That's really kind of what blew me away. It kind of took me back to my New Mexico State days when I was working in the agronomy department. They're sitting down there. They're doing, of course, they're with cannabis, but they're doing things with the plants that we did in the agronomy department, identifying things, looking at certain things. I said, oh, man, that takes me back a long time ago. But there's a real ag component, and, of course, that's why that family is doing so well with it. The Great Houses, they've been in farming and dairy business their entire lives, and so they understand those needs.
Yeah, and people can sit there and say, medical card, this thing and that, but in that cannabis industry, I'd say in the 70s, it's like, yeah, okay, but now they literally can modify and create strains that do exactly what they want it to do. If you're dealing with headaches or you're dealing with pain or maybe you're cancer and nausea and you don't eat, and they can make strains that won't make you sleepy tired but will make you hungry to eat. Or they'll make you, you're dealing with pain. It's not going to make you loopy, but it'll address the pain in your body that's going on. Granted, yes, it's, unlike, you take alcohol and there's no medicinal benefits from alcohol. There just isn't. Where cannabis is the opposite of that. So I really think, sure, there's going to be the abuse and and education and all that, but I believe at the end of the day, there are going to be people that haven't gotten medical treatment or dealing with issues that we haven't really solved, and cannabis is going to find us some solutions there. I believe that's true.
That's the hope, I think,
yeah.
is that there are a lot of areas that it can be improved even more and can help a lot of people.
They make great strides. So. I think there's a lot more to come. I got to be honest, in the mental health world, I think cannabis could be, when they get the science on this and start breaking it down even more, I think that they're going to even start treating mental health things through cannabis. I think they're going to find some solutions for certain conditions.
Well, that would be good. And I know next hour you're going to have Christina Arnold and Chief Smith in, and we did have that meeting yesterday, and it was a real eye-opener with the Miami-Dade, Florida program that they've got in place, and we had all the people that are in that business and the government officials and stuff there yesterday, everyone talking about what parts of this or how would we initiate something like this. And so we've had some real good open discussions yesterday about how to try to do something out here. Yeah. And, of course, we've also been having discussions. They're building a new mental health facility, regional mental health facility in Curry County. I believe they have six different entities involved with that so far. And we've, at the county, discussed, well, do we, get on board with them so that we have something? And it'll be a pretty large facility. It'll rival the one in Las Cruces, probably about 100 beds.
Okay.
And so, that would be a big benefit. Or do we engage with Eddy and Lee County, see if we can put something together for Eddy, Lee, and Chavis to kind of regionalize again?
Yeah.
Because that's a real issue for all of us these days.
I know that the commission and all those, the county will determine those, but I think at some point we will need our own, whether we can piggyback on Curry County for 5-10 years. But I think down the road, it's going to be something we need and should be needed, because I think we as a country need to I keep saying this every time, Susan G. Komen mental health. What I mean by that is have walks for hope and pink ribbons and all that stuff for mental health, so they can raise gazillions of dollars, and let's put in these mental health facilities, treatment. Let's just get it. Just throw all the science we can into this and try to help people with it.
And we do have some people working diligently in our community. After counseling associates left, and then Turquoise came in, left, and then La Casa stepped up, and they're doing their best. It's like everywhere, though. They can't get the personnel they need. They can't get the funding that they need.
Yeah.
And they can only handle so many cases. And
I figured
we need help. And then there's also private companies that came in to fill the gap after counseling associates.
And I'm all for that.
Left. So
I think true advancement and true things like that, that's the private. That's not the government doing that. The government's job, and this is my opinion, the government's job is to set the table to allow them to do that, and let the experts do the thing, and the government get out of the way and just keep them from doing anything shady, while at the same time letting them explore and advance human and science and mankind.
Right.
That's just my opinion, but other people disagree.
That's a great take on it, I believe.
Yeah.
So I better get to the agenda.
We should get to the meat of the agenda here.
That's what we're here for.
We're philosophizing over here.
So we had a couple of ratifications of agreements between the state and the county. One of them was for an additional $250,000 that the local legislators gave us to assist with changing out the windows in the historic Chaves County Courthouse.
Yeah.
We're getting close. It's funny how prices go up, and of course now these unstable times, prices are even higher. But originally it started out about $400,000 to put new modern windows in the courthouse. $450,000, I think, was the original cost. Went out for design services and had to all be done through the State Historic Preservation. They came back, well, we think it's probably going to cost you more like $780,000 or $760,000. I don't remember the exact figure. We said, okay, well, we'll have to do what we have to do.
Yeah.
So then we went out for bids. It's over $1 million. And so we're doing it a floor at a time. And, of course, we did the third floor and the dome last year. Those were absolutely the worst of the worst windows. We're getting ready to start on the second floor, and that has to be done very carefully because we have courts and judges trying to do their jobs.
The day jobs there,
And so it's almost going to be like a surgical demolition. We're not going to take out windows and board it up. They'll take one out. They'll put it in quietly. A lot of the stuff will have to be done after hours.
Sure.
Or
obviously when court's in session, there's not going to be a guy changing windows out in the courtroom. But.
And so, of course, that drives up costs. Too.
Yeah.
When you say, well, you're going to have to do a lot of this work after
off-peak hours.
And stuff.
That's overtime.
We're ready to move forward with the next step, and hopefully we'll be ahead of them as far as creating a nuisance for our courts, because obviously those guys can't slow down either. They're dealing with all this.
Well, and then I imagine like certain days are more active in courtrooms than other days that air.
Right.
So the days that are not as active in courtrooms, they can work on those. And then when the days where the judges are more in their chamber or more in the courtrooms, they can work on their offices and things like that.
And so we're hoping we find that sweet spot where we can get it done quickly and maximize the ability for that building to be here for another 100 years. So another ratification of an agreement was for $50,000, which was given to us by the legislators for the design phase, for planning for the Pecos Valley Regional Communication Center. We're actively in the process of making a larger space for them so that, they were put in there right adjacent to the sheriff's office about 20 years ago, and that space probably was too small at the time, but certainly as technology has come out and they have multiple screens and they have more people and, the dispatch has grown into something just really quite amazing.
Mm-hmm.
It would be neat if the general public could go in and see that, but obviously they can't.
Sure.
But encourage you to get to know your dispatch people, and they've got some amazing stories to tell and how all this works and interacts with the
and every time I've kind of gone into the sheriff's department, that area of the building, and see where they're at, and it's so professional in the way they're just going, and even when there's an emergency call going on, it's like they're acting like it's just a normal day here.
I know,
and that's really hard. Yeah.
You did what? And they're okay. Calm down.
Yeah.
Sir,
they literally are that calm.
This is what we're going to do. Yeah, they're just really amazing, and they know how to do a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
they can give people limited medical advice and stuff over the phones. Okay, have you done this? Have you done this? The ambulance
First aid
is on
type
the way,
stuff,
but
yeah.
here's what you should be doing now.
Apply pressure on the blood,
You know,
yeah.
they're just trained, highly trained. Anyway, we're working on a new space for them. And
Good deal.
That's coming along. We actually have some initial drawings, and we're all pretty happy with that. We also had an agreement between Chaves County and Southeastern New Mexico Economic Development District, and that was just for a lease of their building. And it's just our standard lease where it can be renewed for up to 3 additional years just by a signature. You know, we don't have to reevaluate the cost of the building and what they provide to the public, because we cannot discount anyone's rent, because that would be anti-donation problems. And so we have to show what services they provide to the community and assess that with a dollar value, and then we can reduce the rent by what they give to the community.
So it's a fair value trade in essence.
But because of Southeastern New Mexico Economic Development District, City of Roswell, Tatum, Eunice, I mean, there's a large group of us that are able to get, for instance, legislative capital outlay. They assist us, they help us. CDBG projects, they assist us and make sure that we do all our reporting correctly and that we apply right. And so they're a real valuable asset to us. So we're glad that they're right next door to us.
Absolutely.
Every year since Charlotte has been here, she has a resolution to authorize suspending the minimum penalty requirements for the property tax code. So if you have a $5 tax bill and you pay it late, the penalty is $5, you know, so she says, you know, there's no sense having the additional paperwork for some of these small amounts. And I don't know the exact amount where it cuts off, but when it makes no sense to do that.
Nickel and dime someone over nickel and dime.
And so she's done that every year, and she's very diligent about making sure that the commission approves them to do that.
Sure.
And
the fine's not there to, in theory, not there to just collect money. The fine's there to encourage people to pay on time.
Yeah, absolutely.
So if someone's $5 tax bill and they get charged with a $5 thing, that's just being a jerk. But if they owe $1,000 and you hit them with a $5, then that's okay. That's reasonable to me, and that's what she does, is make sure that the punishment fits the crime a little bit there. So.
Yeah. I'm not sure I want to agree with you on that particular
but understand
phrasing.
the logic behind it anyway.
But we also had an invitation to bid for vector control chemicals. You know, we have a robust mosquito control program within the county, and now that it looks like it's going to be raining the next few days, we'll probably have a real population explosion, because they are.
Well, first comes the weeds, then comes the mosquitoes, and then the bug, everything else. So, yeah.
I managed to cut about 5 acres last night, because the weeds, after last week's 1 inch of rain, the weeds shot up. And this is the third time I've cut them this week, but I managed to get about probably close to 5 acres done. Just have 20 more to go.
Yeah, but just as fast as the weeds are mosquitoes. You put a puddle, and overnight they laid eggs, and 100 mosquitoes showed up.
In fact, when I was waiting to get in the front door here today, a mosquito was buzzing around, and get away from me. Need you landing on my nose and have a big red spot this morning.
Explain that one.
But it was for our vector control chemicals, and also glyphosate that we use for, weed control in certain areas. They don't use it widely throughout the county, but there are areas where they do need to assure that the weeds are kept down a little bit. So ended up that one bidder couldn't bid on the glyphosate, and the other bidder couldn't bid on some of the vector control stuff. And so we actually awarded the bid to both of the vendors who submitted, because that way we can cover the whole thing.
So one will do one and one will do the other.
Right.
Basically.
And that's for, I believe that it's for the next 4 years. I believe that's the length of the contract that we can use them for.
Okay.
So that'll be helpful. We don't, we always try to do it that way, so we don't have to come back every year, will you approve us to buy this? Then we need some more at the end of the year and come back and ask them to approve it again.
Eliminate some of the housekeeping stuff.
We try to keep our task at the commission meetings as compact and short. Sometimes we have a huge agenda. Sometimes we have a fairly easy agenda. In fact, yesterday's was pretty easy. With all the public comment and everything, I think we were right at about an hour. And the public comment, of course, took quite some time. And as I say, it should take time, and that's the most important part of probably what we did yesterday was talk to people about what their needs and wants were. So
government is doing better to get it right than get it fast.
Yep.
That's everything the government does is glacial. And if you know that and remember that, then you'll probably understand the process of government a little bit better.
Yep.
So.
And I've mentioned this one before. We had a waiver of right-of-way fees for Burindo Water Cooperative. We have groups that we have what we call franchise agreements with throughout the county, and that allows them to use our county right-of-ways or whatever for extending utilities, for instance. The electric companies, we have franchise agreements with them. We have a franchise agreement with Burindo Water Cooperative. We also have a road use policy that says if you dig up the bar ditch, you have to pay so much per foot. If you make a cut in our road, depending on the size of the cut, it's going to cost you. And the larger the cut is in the road, the more the costs are, which would make sense. If you can take a trenching machine and trench a 6-inch wide thing and then repair it appropriately, it's probably not going to cave in. You're not going to have a speed bump or a pothole there for the rest of your life. But when you take a large machine and dig out a 6-foot by 8-foot hole in the middle of the road, then we need to be a little more concerned.
Sure.
And those costs can be pretty high. And, Burindo has a huge network of pipelines throughout our county, as do others. There's Cumberland Water Cooperative and Fambro down by Hagerman, so they're not the only ones with water lines, but
they make up the group. Yeah.
Yeah, they cover a pretty large area here in Roswell, Burindo does. And so they had 2 water leaks that they had to repair, and we have put in a provision within our road use policy, a right-of-way policy, that if you repair it appropriately, and we have all the steps in there, what we expect to happen to get the road repaired properly so it's not a permanent pothole or a speed bump, as has happened in some places in the past. Sometimes we miss them or people do things and we don't know about it. But Burindo's real good about getting their permits and making sure. And so we have a provision to waive those. The commission can waive those fees as long as they do the repairs properly.
Okay.
And they've been real good. They've been a real good partner with us. It's not cheap for them to repair it properly, but at the same time, it's cheaper than what our fees are.
Sure.
Because the idea is if they don't do it right and we have to go back and do it, the fees need to be high enough for us to cover doing it. So
fixing it, yeah.
So we had a couple of waivers for them, and we're like I say, we're glad that they're working so diligently to keep our water flowing and to keep our roads smooth. So,
absolutely.
On my way to work this morning, I drove past one on my road.
Well, you get that ownership of it there. Here. We got about less than a minute left here before I got to play an ad or two and get you into the top of the hour. Is there anything we want to make sure we definitely let
we had
folks
3
know about?
appointments to the Roswell Chaves County ETZ, or extraterritorial, not extraterrestrial, zoning commission, and that was Poncho Maples, Michael Lackey, and Rita Kane Dorhofer. Were reappointed for an additional year.
Good.
And that covers everything that I had on the agenda. So
excellent. We made it. We squeaked it in.
To talk about space and cannabis and mental health, and still got it in.
Yeah, and even a few other things off topic there. So, of course, don't forget, folks, you can always, the public is invited and encouraged to attend the third Thursday of each month at 9 a.m. in the commission chambers there at the county building. They do stream.
Yes,
and
we
you can watch
are streaming on Facebook now, and we do have quite a few people that follow us that way.
So if you have to work at 9 in the morning on a Thursday, then you can watch it online there.
Right.
When you get a chance to.
Right.
So, Bill, as always, appreciate the visit, appreciate the info.
I enjoy it so much. I enjoy listening to you throughout the week. The past winners or past recipients. I think you said winners yesterday too, of the historic or the Heritage Award.
The Heritage Award, 40 years.
It's been very interesting all week listening to the past people who've gotten it. So thank you for that.
We might have 1 or 2 on the horizon here before we're done here.
Jim Gill's always entertaining.
Yeah,
I enjoyed listening to him yesterday.
He's a treat every time I can get him on there. He's kind of hard to get on the radio, but he's a treat when you get him there.
He's a treat. That's a nice thing to say about Jim.
And I was a little bummed that he's not doing the pumpkin thing this year. I was kind of like, man, that's one of my favorite aspects of the fair. So very good. Well, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
As always, appreciate it. All right, it is 8:57. We're going to take a quick break before news. Don't go away.
Roswell Ford presents the second annual Hometown Heroes Car Show and commemoration of 9/11. Saturday, September 10th from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the Wool Bowl in Roswell, with lots of different categories to choose from, including classic and muscle cars, lowriders and hot rods, best paint job, and so much more. Trophies awarded to first place in each category, with a $1,000 cash prize for best overall, and lots of great prizes, including a smart TV, an LGS gift card, furniture, car washes, and more. Enjoy jolly jumps, snow cones, music, and food. Best of all, it's free to spectate and only $25 to register your vehicle, with a portion of the proceeds to benefit the Tunnels to Towers Foundation. Register and get more info at roswellford.com. Sponsored by La Salsa, Decor of Carlsbad, LGS Guns and Ammo, Chaves County Heroes, 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM, Suds Up, One Party Rentals, Piero 106.1 FM, CRM Discount Awards, National Furniture Liquidators, Keep Chaves County Beautiful, and Let's Play Entertainment. The second annual Hometown Heroes Car Show, Saturday, September 10th at the Wool Bowl in Roswell.
It's Big O Tire's 60th anniversary sale, and this deal is a hot one. Get $100 in instant savings when you buy 4 select in-stock sets of Big O brand tires with paid installation August 1st through the 21st. An exclusive deal for our most valued customers. For 60 years, you've trusted Big O Tires to give you quality service and excellent prices on tires, brakes, oil changes, and more. We want to show our gratitude for 6 decades of support, loyalty, and community. And what better way to do that than with a great sale? Hurry into your neighborhood Big O Tires and save $100 instantly when you buy select sets of 4 Big O brand tires, August 1st through the 21st. Big O Tires, the team you trust since 1962. Installation charges extra. Required on all 4 tires. Not valid with other offers. Eligibility may vary. Disposal fees extra and up to 10% shop fee based on non-discounted regular retail price not to exceed $35 where permitted. See store for details.
It's all happening Saturday at the Liberty, the second annual Live Fest, cultivating and celebrating our local music and arts community. This all-ages event begins at noon, and at 2:30, you can check out Sycamore Flood. They'll be doing all originals, including 7 new singles from their brand new album, Bad Day to Fish. Sycamore Flood on the stage at 2:30, part of the second annual Live Fest at the Liberty. This message provided by Sycamore Flood, a true Roswell original.
Your home for Armed American Radio is 106.5 FM, KEND Roswell.
Giving the Justice Department until next Thursday to suggest what parts of the Trump raid affidavit can be released to the public. The judge says he is inclined to unseal at least part of the document that supported the FBI's raid on Mr. Trump's Florida estate. Attorney Deanna Schulman, representing news organizations, asked how the court might move ahead.
Judge Reinhart gave us some clues to that today by telling us, for example, that at this juncture he is not inclined to keep the entirety of the search warrant application and its affidavit under seal, meaning that he understands that the public is going to likely be entitled to some parts of this warrant application and its affidavit.
Former President Trump urges release of the affidavit while the Justice Department argues against it. Some 20 people have been charged with voter fraud in Florida. Governor Ron DeSantis says are in the process of being arrested. Most are accused of casting ballots illegally in 2020 because they were previously convicted of murder or sexual assault. Top executive of the Trump Organization pleads guilty to tax evasion.
In a New York City courtroom, Trump Organization CFO Alan Weisselberg pleaded guilty to all 15 of the charges he faced in the case. He admitted to taking in over $1.7 million worth of untaxed perks. Weisselberg was sentenced to 5 months in prison. He also will have to pay nearly $2 million in taxes, penalties, and interest, complete 5 years of probation, and testify truthfully as a prosecution witness when the former president's family business goes on trial in October on related charges. Greg Clugston, Washington.
After visiting Ukraine, the UN Secretary General urging Russian troops to withdraw from the area surrounding Europe's largest nuclear power plant. On Wall Street, the Dow down 257 points. The NASDAQ is off 250 points. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Do you find yourself stuck in a timeshare? Get the real facts about the timeshare industry and your options for cancellation. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, beat the largest timeshare company in federal court and has put together a free information guide that reveals the secrets the timeshare industry doesn't want you to know, including the 5 ways to get rid of your timeshare. Call now and get this timeshare cancellation guide absolutely free.
Call 800-859-6688. That's 800-859-6688.
All of us come from somewhere. All of us have origin stories. From executive producer Larry Elder.
Divine Providence was clearly operating in the lives of Black Americans.
And director Justin Malone.
When I was growing up, we were never taught that America was bad. We were raised to love America.
Comes the continuation of their 2020 hit film, Uncle Tom. Uncle Tom Part 2, An American Odyssey. Pre-order today on Salem Now.
More headaches for rail passengers in the UK.
Thousands of train workers have staged a fresh round of strikes that is paralyzing rail services across the country. Only around 1 in 5 trains was running across the UK as a result of Thursday's walkout by union members in an ongoing dispute over pay and working conditions, exacerbated by a deepening cost of living crisis. A strike on Friday expected to affect most of the London Underground subway network and bus services in the city. A walkout on Saturday will disrupt national train services. Rail workers and other public employees struggling to cope with soaring food and fuel prices. John Scott reporting.
The sister of North Korean dictator Kim Jong-un says her country will never accept what she calls the South Korean president's foolish offer of economic benefits in exchange for giving up its nukes. Kim Yo-jong accusing Seoul of recycling proposals previously rejected. News and analysis, townhall.com. A story that took 12 years to write and whose worth is now in the billions has a new owner.
J.R.R. Tolkien's most famous works have been sold. Details of the sale are not known, but the works have an estimated value of $2 billion. And purchasing Middle-earth Enterprises, Swedish gaming company Embracer now owns Tolkien's Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit. Embracer recently purchased comic book company Dark Horse, which publishes Hellboy and The Umbrella Academy. Tasha Stevens reporting.
If you own an Apple device, listen up. Apple revealing serious security flaws for iPhones, Macs, and iPads could potentially allow attackers to take full control of those devices. Security experts urge users to update affected devices, and there is a long list of them. Apple not saying how, where, or by whom the vulnerabilities were discovered. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man on this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travel and what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes, still 6 minutes. I was. That's a good thing about. That's a good thing about music. You get to, talk and things, and then when I'm ready.
Had that been a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact, that would have been a long and awkward pause. But
yes.
We got some bed to play
so
with.
enjoy the bed.
That's
and
right.
then I was talking with the chief here.
Enjoy Authority Zero. I don't feel like they got the credit they deserve.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because let's face it, how many people can name an Authority Zero song? You can.
Yeah.
I can.
It's
Here's one right here. Well, this is not even original. This is a remake.
This is Wall of Voodoo originally did this song. And by the way, did this song, in my opinion, better. Just in my, because it's the original.
Sure.
It's the one I grew up listening to. And I love this version.
This is a catchy version.
Absolutely.
And I've used it as my radio theme music for, 20 years now, I think.
Since the start of radio, your radio career.
The only hiatus I did was when I was in Artesia, because I had no intro music. I just came on and said, hi.
I always forget to do it, but I have bed music in the system that I could use for my for my intro.
I've never been a talk over a bed type show guy. I know a lot of shows have a constant bed. And to me,
I do bed.
To me, that's distracting for what we do. But I get when other people do it.
For long-form talk, absolutely.
Yeah.
You'd be hard-pressed to find like a 30 to 45-minute interview with music behind it. That's just going to be awkward. Plus, you got to continuously, keep queuing it up. But for what I do for short form, for morning drive country radio, it works great.
Absolutely. Yeah. There's a time and a place.
It's just a way to kind of keep it peppy, keep it going. Keep the energy up. That's mainly.
Yeah. When you're going in and out of songs or doing a 2-minute bit, that's fine.
It's like one of the few things that we got to take from the glory days of Zoo Crew radio shows.
Yes. You just need more wacky horns and
waddle-doodle.
And you need your megaphone and all.
We have
that
a bell.
stuff.
That's what we get now.
We got a bell, and we got a bell.
I always had a thing. My other show, it was a cowbell. And we had a cowbell, which was really awkward because you can't really ring a cowbell. You got to
shake it, clamor it. You're supposed to whack it, aren't you? Really get a good sound.
No, I'm talking about like an actual
for a
cow bell. Yeah,
but I'm thinking to get a real good sound, you got to whack it, not just jingle it.
Yeah, you got to get. Well, yeah. If you have a fever, and your prescription is more cowbell, then your only solution is to.
Yeah, because let's face it, most people think cowbell. They're not thinking the cow version. They're thinking of pretty much every rock song from the 1970s.
You're thinking of Will Ferrell in a half shirt. That's what I think of.
It's just the head bob that goes with the cowbelling. And what's his name? Is the huge actor.
Will Ferrell.
No, that we did the bit with him.
Oh, okay, you're talking. Wow, dude! Now that you tried to make me think of it, I literally forgot it too.
He's a huge A-list actor.
I know.
And his name just shot right. Say again.
Yeah,
Christopher Walken. Thank you. I cannot remember Christopher Walken.
Here's what it is, and this has happened many times on this morning show. Mike and I suffer from the same problem. Is we can come up with somebody's name, like some obscure actor's name, and no problem.
Yeah.
Like Michael just randomly pull Dennis Lipschitz was in 1978's. Yeah, but we start trying to remember the name of a huge actor, not Hugh Jackman, but a huge actor, and just the name just goes away.
Yep. See the face, see everything. Thing. I'll be like, James Best is Roscoe P. Coltrane. And you're like, Catherine Bach played Daisy Duke, and I'm like, I can't remember.
Right. It's like
I can't remember A-list actors' names. It's like even now, if you ask me to say his name, I just forgot it. What did it say it again?
Christopher Walken.
Christopher Walken. Yeah, like I'm still trying to think of it. It just blanked again.
Christopher Walken.
Responsible for, in my opinion, the greatest music video of all time.
Yeah. Yes.
The Fatboy Slim song. Yes, Fatboy Slim 90s
Weapon
hit,
of Choice.
Weapon of Choice. Absolutely.
So to this day, one of my favorite scenes in all of cinema is his Pulp Fiction monologue about the watch.
And I wore it for 4 years.
It's one of my favorite scenes in all of cinema is his monologue about the watch in Pulp Fiction. Those that know what I'm talking about,
it's a special watch.
If you haven't seen, go see it. It's funny. To me, I'm not a huge Tarantino fan. Some of his stuff's fine. But Pulp Fiction is a 10.
Yeah, I don't really nerd out to a lot of Tarantino stuff, but Pulp Fiction, it's one of the best.
I mean, Reservoir Dogs and some of those are great. They're fine.
I know, hot take. Pulp Fiction is a great movie. I know, super hot take.
But to me,
come at me, internet.
But to me, Tarantino's best movie is Pulp Fiction.
Yeah, I would say
of all time.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
And
it's like Pulp Fiction. I think Reservoir Dogs probably makes my top 5.
I do like Reservoir Dogs, and the others are fine. Django Unchained and all the others.
Grindhouse was one of my favorites that he ever did.
The Inglourious Bastards, those were good. They were just.
I never saw Inglourious Bastards. I never saw it.
It's basically Brad Pitt kicking Germans'
Oh,
butt
I know.
for
I've
2 hours.
seen
That's pretty much what it
large
is.
portions of it. I just never sat down and actually watched it all the way through.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
his newest one was probably one of his best.
What's the newest
Once
one?
Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Oh yeah, that was a good one. I did like that one. That was more about that was another Brad Pitt joint. That's the
a
one
period
with,
piece.
Yeah, that was a thing about Manson murders and during that time
Oh, okay. I
period
haven't
in
seen that
Hollywood during that time, and yeah, that's what that one's. It's pretty good. It's a pretty good one. What's his name's in it too? DiCaprio is in that one. It's
Yes.
Brad Pitt and DiCaprio. So you know,
There's a guy who plays Bruce Lee in that too.
yeah.
And a lot of people got offended at his portrayal.
Yeah,
Or at least-
DiCaprio doesn't look like Bruce Lee. I'm just kidding. It wasn't DiCaprio. But it was a good one.
Am I allowed to say that this Pulp Fiction?
Well, hold on. Don't say it on the radio and then I tell you no. I can't. My headphones are.
Say again?
Dusk Till Dawn. That's
yeah.
another good
Yep,
Tarantino
yep,
movie.
absolutely.
Yeah. That's more classic Tarantino. Too.
He's in that one, huh?
Yeah, that one. Well, he's in a lot of his. Like he cameos in a lot of them. Like he's in Pulp Fiction.
Oh, okay.
That's right, he is.
I can't say his title, but he was the homeowner when they stopped off with the body. And again, one of the other great lines he says in that thing, but I will be eviscerated if I say that one on the air because, but it's a funny line.
Yeah, the FCC won't let us be.
But it's a funny line. But yeah, but pound for pound, my favorite Tarantino has got to still be Pulp Fiction.
What disc do you have of it though?
I think it's, as the kids say, kind of mid.
Pulp
these days.
Fiction?
I don't know. It's a little overrated.
I think because
Well, it's because it's too advanced for them.
well, yeah, I think a lot of
The
it is
storyline jumps all over the place.
It's
so
kind of like
confusing.
the original Star Wars. It's been parodied so many times. It's been
Right.
redone and overtold so many times that now it's kind of like it's not seen through the same lens. I would
Okay.
say. But if you back in the heyday of like when that movie came out, had seen it, that that
It was
definitely-
breaking ground.
Yeah,
Now you're seeing, what came of it afterwards. I compare it to The Matrix. When that first Matrix came out, that changed the game for CGI and everything in movies we see today. That's why if you go back in the mid 90s or late 90s when that movie came out, and every single Saturday Night Live or commercial spoof the whole slow motion dodging bullets because that was never done in cinema before and looked good. That kind of stuff. So it was. So now you kids just expect all that stuff. That was coming to us new back in. Well, I say kids. I was an adult. I was a grown man in the military when that came out. But you know what I mean. It would when y'all were youngins. That's different there. So but I get what he's saying. It's it'd be no different than like people of my generation. I love the movie Patton, and I'll go by. But let's face it, most '80s kids, Patton's an old '70s mom and dad movie, and they don't look at it the same vein as people that lived through. But I just happen to like that movie.
Right.
It's generational.
It's kind of one of those. It's like if you ask somebody from that generation if Citizen Kane was the best movie of all time, they'd go, absolutely, of course, it was a cinematic masterpiece. A tour de force.
Yeah.
Looking back, it was at the time, but it doesn't hold up really. I would say that Pulp Fiction holds up pretty solidly, with the exception of maybe a few scenes.
Part of it's controversy. Anytime they push an envelope and people are like, "Ooh, that's," and let's face it, pushing an envelope in 2022 is way different than in the 70s and things when these movies were coming out, 60s and so forth when these movies were coming out. So it was a different envelope they were pushing, and I think that's where younger people need to. You understand all this stuff begat something else, and so something that you're into now. There is a lineage and history of it that your parents or your grandparents probably know much better.
You wouldn't have had some of the ultra violent stuff you have today had you not had some of the the gangster films of like that.
Well, now it's going the other way. Like I think the 80s. Like there's so many movies in the 80s that we saw that you cannot. In this environment today, people would shoot all over, And I'm not talking just about Blazing Saddles. There's many other movies.
Oh, sure.
Like, I don't even think if you tried to make a Roadhouse today, people would lose their ever-loving mind.
Dude, Trading Places. I mean, they tried. If you made the Trading Places of the 80s today, it wouldn't fly. There was large portions of that movie that just would not fly.
Yeah. And but by the way, all the folks that kind of get onto Blazing Saddles and say that you realize it's a mock you. They're spoofing all the things you're saying. Basically, they're taking all the things that you know and I know are goofy and making fun of it and making people that practice it so ridiculously stupid that we laugh at those people that do those things. And that's where this generation doesn't get it. They don't get that joke.
Right.
They don't get it. They just think everything's on the nose. And I'm like, you people need to understand we're a little bit more complicated in our humor than you think we are.
You got to enjoy a little subversion.
Yes.
Half the reason it worked so well is because those actors were playing it so seriously. The reason Leslie Nielsen and Robert Stack were able to be taken so made so funny is because they played those roles so seriously. They were dramatic actors before Airplane ever came out.
Yeah, Leslie Nielsen was. Yeah. Definitely. But yeah, you're right. That's kind of in the mentality. So when people want to cancel things like Blazing Saddles, I'm like, you realize it's on your side. It's making fun of all those things you're talking about. It puts it in a light of ridiculousness and makes people understand. And so instead of you getting all butthurt mad about everything, we just look at people that act like this and say, what a clown, and we laugh at them. And we move on about our day. And that's how we treat people that disagree with us. That's it in a nutshell.
Yeah, you're entitled to your opinion. You're just wrong.
You figure out Gen X in a nutshell there. But we're going to have Police Chief Phil Smith and also City Councilor Ward 1 Christina Arnold join us here. Yesterday they had a meeting out at the library in the Bondart room, and it was a video from the Miami-Dade County Police talking about mental health, not the police, the mental health division program, and it's this real eye-opening video and discussion about crime and homelessness and mental health, and a lot of good information there. So for folks that came out to that event yesterday, I'm sure or know exactly what I'm talking about. But the chief and Christina are going to join us here in just a few and kind of talk about some of what's learned there and what's what they're doing and implementing as a city and as a police department too, and some of the stuff. So they'll join us here in just a few, and later on we'll get you up to date with the news of the local variety, and also we must thank the fine folks at McDonald's.
Yes, indeed.
Each and every Friday they provide us with delicious breakfast treats, and fans of Coke Zero. I had my first Coke Zero, McDonald's Coke Zero today, and it was delightful. Go get you one right now.
Was the carbonation just right?
Carbonation was on point.
Nailed it.
The Golden Arches and the White Jackets did an awesome job of making the Coke Zero.
Can we just have a real quick moment of silence, though, for Diet Dr. Pepper? Okay, thanks.
Thank you. By the way, I like Diet Dr. Pepper.
I do too.
So I will never say no to a Diet Dr.
Of the
Pepper.
diet, before the zero sugar diet drinks came out, of the diet beverages, the predecessors, Diet Dr. Pepper was the best.
Yeah. I know I'm crossing things, but there's two diets that I don't mind. Diet Dr. Pepper and Diet Mountain Dew.
See, I disagree with you there. Because
this is what I don't mind.
Diet Mountain Dew, at least the diet version, the zero sugar version is much better, but the diet version has something called BVO. It's brominated vegetable oil. I'm not a fan. It's to replicate the flavor of the actual Mountain Dew. But
I don't drink them all the time, but when I have that's what I usually go to.
Yeah.
If I'm like let's say if I'm at an establishment that has Pepsi flavored drinks, and and usually they have a Diet Mountain Dew as that option, I usually grab that because that's
Diet Mountain Dew that is the BVO.
Yeah.
Huh.
I don't even know what that is.
Brominated vegetable oil. It's nice.
That sounds cool.
All I picture is vegetable oil going like, dude, bro. That's all I hear.
It's basically just like processed. It's like a processed vegetable oil, but it's to replicate some of the one of the flavors in like the actual Mountain Dew.
Okay.
I heard they were taking it out. That's part of the thing with the zero sugar. But I would say almost across the board, any of the zero sugars beat the diets. Beat the diet predecessors.
I agree. I 100% with that. So, but Coke Zero is now in the fountain at your McDonald's here in town.
I just know people like to say the carbonation isn't right sometimes, or people have their little nitpicks.
Not at McDonald's. McDonald's I guarantee they put more science into that than anything you've ever done in your life.
Yeah.
and I don't care who I'm talking to right now. I will say that.
No, I just mean like when it comes to specific flavors and stuff.
Yeah. But anyway, swing on by. Don't forget to download the app, start earning points towards free food on your first visit, and check out some of the exclusive deals to the app too. There's deals that you can't get just walking into the store. You got to get them through that app. You can walk in the store, but you got to get them through the app first.
Great deal right now. It's with the $5 crispy chicken sandwich and a medium fry and a drink. I mean, that's a full meal for $5.
Yeah,
and it's premium.
Yeah, if you're trying to, eat on a dime here,
I don't even think you
out.
can get the sandwich for that much menu price.
Probably not.
I think it's $5.99 menu price. So you go in $5 into the app, you're gonna get the sandwich and fries and a drink.
Yeah.
So,
which is arguably weird because let's face it. I mean, McDonald's has a lot of good products, but I think if you universally polled 1,000 people, majority of people say their favorite thing is the fries at McDonald's.
Oh, yeah.
I would argue that would be the majority. And they're just giving that to you with the food, with the burger or the sandwich, that's my
fries
opinion.
are like a business card to them.
Yeah.
They bring you in the door.
But, because no one can beat their fries. And no one's tried because they just said, McDonald's got it. We'll just see what we can come up with. It's kind of like it, but they can't beat that game. So, all right, it is 22 minutes after 9. We got our guests coming in, so let's go ahead and get you up to date on the weather. Weather is brought to you by Bob Reed Pest Control, pest management for all of Southeast New Mexico. Bob Reed Pest Control, no job is too large or too small. Call today from anywhere in Southeast New Mexico, 575-623-5344.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Showers and thunderstorms around the area today with lots of moist air coming in as part of the monsoon. With cloud cover, we'll stay in the low to mid 80s. Some heavy rainfall will be possible during the afternoon hours. Scattered showers in mid 60s overnight. More rain and thunderstorms look likely on Saturday and Sunday with heavy rain possible upper 70s. That's your latest forecast. This is staff meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 74 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 74%. Coincidence? Yes, it is. Winds currently out of the east at 5 miles per hour. We do have a flood watch that's going to kick in at noon today, and that will remain in effect through midnight Sunday because we've got great rain chances today and the next several days. 30% for today, mainly this afternoon, mostly cloudy. 85 for a high, southeast winds 5 to 10. Tonight, our chance of rain bumps up to 70%. They say some of those storms could produce heavy rainfall. Cloudy with an overnight low of 67 and southeast winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. They're saying we could get anywhere between a quarter to a half inch of rain tonight. So be mindful of that, especially if you're going out to football games tonight. For your Saturday, we are looking at rain, a 90% chance of showers and thunderstorms. Again, some of those storms could produce heavy rainfall. High of only 75 tomorrow with southeast winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. They're saying we could get anywhere from 3/4 to 1 inch of rain on Saturday. Let's see. For Saturday night, another 90% chance of showers and thunderstorms. Again, some storms could produce heavy rain with an overnight low of 66 and southeast winds 5 to 10. 50% chance of rain on Sunday as well. Mostly cloudy, highs near 80, north winds 5 to 10. Sunday night, 30% chance of rain, mostly cloudy. And then Monday and pretty much the rest of the week, rain chances 30% on Monday, partly cloudy, 83. And we're looking at 20 to 30% chances of rain pretty much all week next week with highs. Looks like mid-80s for most of the week there. All right, it is 25 minutes after 9. We're going to take about a 3-minute break, and then we will have Christina Arnold join us, counselor for Ward 1, and our Roswell Police Chief, Phil Smith, join us as well. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
Roswell Ford presents the second annual Hometown Heroes Car Show and commemoration of 9/11. Saturday, September 10th from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the Wool Bowl in Roswell, with lots of different categories to choose from, including classic and muscle cars, lowriders and hot rods, best paint job, and so much more. Trophies awarded to first place in each category, with a $1,000 cash prize for best overall, and lots of great prizes, including a smart TV, an LGS gift card, furniture, car washes, and more. Enjoy jolly jumps, snow cones, music, and food. Best of all, it's free to spectate and only $25 to register your vehicle, with a portion of the proceeds to benefit the Tunnels to Towers Foundation. Register and get more info at roswellford.com. Sponsored by La Salsa, Decor of Carlsbad, LGS Guns and Ammo, Chaves County Heroes, 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM, Suds Up, One Party Rentals, Piero 106.1 FM, CRM Discount Awards, National Furniture Liquidators, Keep Chaves County Beautiful, and Let's Play Entertainment. The second annual Hometown Heroes Car Show, Saturday, September 10th at the Wool Bowl in Roswell.
Hey, Mark.
Morning, Sam.
Having the house remodeled?
Nah, I got termites, and they're chewing the place up.
Welcome to the neighborhood. I've got them too.
Really?
Yeah, just had a termite treatment put in.
You did? I didn't see a lot of digging around your house.
That's because I went with the Centricon termite colony elimination system. It's a lot easier to install than what you're doing. They just place bait stations around the house, and then the termites share the bait with each other until the colony is gone. No digging, no chemical solution, just simple protection that's environmentally responsible.
Wow.
Yeah, I even got a green chemistry award from the EPA.
Centricon, huh? I'll be right back.
Hey, where you going?
Tell these guys to stop digging. I'm getting Centricon.
Call Bob Reed Pest Control today for all of Southeast New Mexico. 575-623-5344.
Sometimes when you hit the road hits back. That's why MTA Mechanics and Tire carries major brands like Bridgestone, Cooper, and Michelin. Not only do you get top brand tires, but you also get a nationwide warranty. So wherever you are, MTA Mechanics and Tire has you covered. Stop by or let MTA come to you with their MTA Mobile Tire Shop, covering Roswell, Carlsbad, and Artesia. They can come to your home, office, or even the airport, and alignment is included on all sets of 4 tires. MTA Mechanics and Tires, getting you back on the road.
At LeGrand Funeral Chapel, we believe that every funeral should be a reflection of the life it honors. The joys, the triumphs, the faith, the family, and so much more. For us, no detail is too small, no request too big. This is Rosa Aguilar. When the time comes to choose a funeral home, we hope you'll let us serve your family. At LeGrand Funeral Chapel and Crematory, we make it personal.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. Men are 6 times more likely to be struck by lightning than women. That's because men are 6 times more likely to wear a tinfoil hat in a thunderstorm. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 28 minutes after 9 o'clock, and joining us in the studio this morning, Christina Arnold is, of course, City Councilor representing Ward 1 with us, and also Roswell Police Chief Phil Smith with us as well. Good morning. How's everybody doing today?
Very good. Good.
Happy Friday.
I'm actually chipper because it's later in the morning.
You got to sleep in it to a decent hour and everything. And, well, let's face it, no one wants to get out of bed this morning because it's cloudy and overcast, because that's
rain.
Perfect sleeping weather. So you're not alone this morning with putting, because I was like, I want to stay in bed too. Fortunately, it's always dark when I get up, so it doesn't really matter. But Chief, how you doing? It's the first time we've had you on in a while. It's good to have you back on the radio. How's life at the police department going?
You know, it's a pleasure to be able to wake up and do a job that you feel you were meant to do, and it's so satisfying every day. But that's more like because of the people that I work with.
Sure.
So they're a hardworking, passionate group.
Well, and that's something that, obviously, if you're a family or in law enforcement or a family of, you understand that mindset. But for people that have never experienced it, that's, it's similar in military. It's, it's a family. It's because, let's face it, your officers see and do things every day that most of us don't ever want to see or be involved with. And that can mess with you after a while. And without that family-like atmosphere, leaning on each other, supporting each other, in uniform and out of uniform, that's the mindset of law enforcement. It's, whether you're in uniform on duty or, at someone's house on the weekend, relaxing, it's that same family mindset. And so it's a lot more than most other jobs. Those people, you go have a Super Bowl party with them, hang out, but these are people that are literally watching each other's back every day, and there's a special bond that develops there that you can't, unless you've been in, you can't quite put your finger on it. Is that a pretty fair assessment there?
Yeah, I would also liken it to a coop full of roosters.
Yeah. That's right. They'll defend each other, but they also fight like brothers and sisters, too. That's
exactly the way I meant it.
It's like they're going to go to war with each other, but then they'll get a huge blow-up over what color someone's shirt was in a cartoon.
There's an intense development of sarcasm in that building.
Yeah.
So,
but that's the tools of managing the job there.
Yes.
But we want to, for folks that missed it yesterday, there was a great informative session that was at the library yesterday in the Bondart room. And Miami-Dade County, the mental health program, they put out, a video that really deals with crime and mental health and kind of how all that's connected. And you guys just kind of want to come and just really share some of that stuff and some of the stuff that we're learning and saying, and obviously applying in our city and our law enforcement here. Is that pretty spot on, but what we're doing here today?
I'll defer to Counselor Arnold as far as giving you the outline of the program because she is extremely passionate about it.
Yeah.
And she hooked me good because she sent me the video and it actually.
So this is something you stumbled across and then said, "Hey, I'm going to show the chief on this one."
Directly involves us, but it was Counselor Arnold, and I'll tell you, it brought a tear to my eye to watch that movie because if anybody who doesn't, we all have family members involved in that type of circumstance, and we want to take the opportunity to try and help our community more, and that movie definitely shows you a way to do it.
Gotcha.
So I was
Very
going to defer
good.
to the counselor.
All right, so Christina,
I'll start with the fact, I'm going to kind of give you a little bit of history. There is a statewide effort regarding mental health, and some organization out of Albuquerque reached out to me. Because the mayor, she initially had reached out to the mayor, and he recommended that I take a look at it. So I sat on this committee for a couple months, and then they recommended the video. Once I watched the video is about Miami-Dade County Judge Leafman, who about 20 years ago began a program, a mental health court diversion program.
Okay.
That actually helps people who have, who are going through, have committed a criminal act. They assess them and then move them out into a program to possibly treat the mental health issues with peer recovery. So they have a liaison over this year program to help get them back on track and then work through that kind of program.
So it's a real program to kind of say, all right, when we have someone that commits a crime, rather than the punishment being going to jail, maybe we need to look at what caused them to think this, and we need to look at it more as a treatment than a punishment for serving a crime you committed.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
Let's fix your brain so you're not doing this anymore, and figure that in a nutshell. That's kind of what we're talking about.
Yes, and the film is actually called Definition of Insanity because it's pretty much that we are continuously doing the same thing by taking the people who have an issue and not rehabilitating them and then just putting them in prison. Then they come out and they repeat. It's like rinse, wash, and repeat. We're just continuing that cycle. So one of my goals when elected was to look for alternatives to some of our crime and homeless issues. The Roswell Police Department has done a fabulous job, but they really need some support in addressing this from different angles.
Gotcha.
So when I saw this film, of course, went straight to the chief, and he loved it. And then he took it to Judge Hudson, who has actually been looking and been familiar with it for about 3-4 years. So then I wanted to actually put it out to members of the community who were involved in, the mental health profession, to our leaders, our county commission, our city councilors, educators, police force. We got it out there, and it was actually, I think we had a great turnout. We had about 45 professionals.
Standing room.
Great.
Yeah, the room was packed.
The Bonder room was standing room only. Good.
And I had a lot of feedback. But, I would actually like the chief to kind of expound on where he sees the benefit of this program in our community.
Yeah, is it kind of stuff where it's not only in the courts, but things that your officers on the beat can implement as well?
I mean, we do not enough mental health training. Let me put it that way, okay? We are going to invest in crisis intervention training. We are going to invest in that, especially after this is starting to take hold. These are the steps that you take to start to build towards the problem. But when we talk about police people, the crime, the penalty has to fit the crime. So if you have somebody who has a mental health issue, or you have somebody who has an addiction problem, a sickness, putting them in a punitive situation like a correctional institute is not really assessing the problem.
Be honest, it could be making it worse.
It absolutely is wasting everyone's time and money, in my humble opinion.
Yeah.
You need, if you have these people, this particular section of our society, don't always know what they're doing is a criminal act, or they don't have control over themselves. They're not your typical criminal, so they're not going to appreciate the correction end of punishment.
In their head, they didn't feel like they did anything wrong.
No, and it's not getting them any better, and they're going to reoffend because they don't know what the problem is. So what we want to do is, what we've always tried to do in Roswell, is we want to head problems off before they become crimes, before we have victims. This is right down that alley. I mean, we started an angel program in 2015 for addiction. I would call it a failure. I mean, it's there. All the pieces are in place. The community liaisons that we had set up are all still there. People that suffer from these problems sometimes don't recognize that, much the same as when they commit a crime.
Sure.
So they're not turning themselves in or asking for help. And if anybody in your family...
They think they're managing it.
They absolutely do, or they think they can manage it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's normal. That's a normal person. You want to be normal.
Mm-hmm.
What happens is now they end up in the court system. So your courts now are going to... What it is this is actually the hard bounce that somebody may need to want to redirect their life, because they have to do it themselves. These are adults. They have to change on their own. So the court, we're a system that takes care of our people. The courts, the police, servants, that's what we are. So this person gets into court, and we make an assessment that this guy, this could have been avoided if maybe he had some treatment, if he had been better managed, or he knew about his problem. It's just like me having high blood pressure or something. This is a manageable medical condition, but because it's the mind, they're going to fight
There's a stigma.
it. They're going to fight it. And there is a stigma as well, which demonizes, unfortunately, this sickness. So we don't want that. We want to take care of this section of our society. We want to cut down the recidivism rate. We want to make people healthier. We want to stop crime. And we want to minimize victimization.
Sure.
This program answers the question.
Yeah, it sounds like it's getting at the source of the problem, not putting a Band-Aid on something.
And it's truly what we should be doing.
Yeah.
If we are a contemporary society, we don't live in a cave. We're not burning sticks. This is a contemporary society, and you take care of the people that are members of your community. And this is one of those treatments. And I'm sure the counselor is going to get to it, but I'm a money guy, and $10,000 it costs to rehab somebody for 12 months, the same exact cost to incarcerate without any treatment is $36,000, depending on the community. The numbers are, and of course, you're going to cut the recidivism rate, and you're going to make a healthier community.
At the end of the day, you're saving money because you spend the same amount there, and if that 10 grand worked this time, let's do the numbers, crunch the numbers here. The odds are someone going back to jail once they, it's pretty high.
It's the right thing to do.
Yeah,
if they're successful in the program and they rehabilitate themselves, and there's guidance through the whole thing, you don't just turn them loose to medicate themselves. This program, what I really liked about it is they are managed. They have coaches floating around with them. They have places to meet. They have access to what they need. And if they're not showing up, somebody tails them and gets to them. And so it's like you have a coach or a helper with you until you succeed. And when you succeed, they drop the charges.
That's great.
At the end of it.
I like
it absolutely
that.
is, because it gives you a chance to start fresh without that problem. And if some people can't make it through, and that's, people make mistakes, but they will go through the correctional system.
Sure.
But we would much prefer to make our community more healthy and take care of every member.
Well, and that's just it. I think once a lot of the folks, you kind of open their eyes to what it's like, look, you've been trying to manage this and you're losing, dude. You're not winning. You think you are, but you're not. Let us help you get that. And then once you kind of pull back that curtain a little bit and get through, then the program probably works amazing. And it sounds like with this program, they're going to keep going at you, because I think like other programs have tried something maybe similar, but the problem is at some point someone gives up. And it's like, because let's face it, some people accept with open arms. Some you gotta show it to them 60 or 70 times before that it finally makes a dent there. And for those people, they probably get lost to the cracks because people eventually wash the hands of them, or you know what I mean. And it sounds like this program almost doesn't let that happen. It's like, okay, you're gonna keep screwing up, fine, but guess what? Someone's going to be knocking on your door and coming and getting you back in here until you figure it out. And not coming from a place of punishment, but coming from a place of, no, this is what we got to do. We got to get you here. And you know what I mean? You understand what I'm saying?
I do.
It's that follow-on, because at some point, somebody is going to just slip through the cracks because either the people wash the hands of them, whether it's family or the government or whomever it is, somebody does that. And I think this might cut down on some of that and make that where people that are harder to make them see the light, you're going to invest more time and opportunity into making sure that they stay on that path or get back on that path.
So I do want to bring this up. The whole goal of that watch discussion yesterday was to get feedback from our professionals here in our community, because the chief and I know very well that there have been groups working to resolve some of our mental health issues in our community. We wanted to tie in the connection of possibly utilizing the courts and bringing in a diversion program and get their feedback. because I want to give the mental health community, a lot of credit.
Mm-hmm.
They have been working diligently, and I think the goal for the chief and I was to figure out where the issues lie. And so I think we both learned quite a bit because about what the next step should be and what their thoughts are and why they're having issues getting
Mm-hmm.
things established. And a lot of it, I believe, has to do with funding
Mm-hmm.
and support from some leadership. And so that's really the key there.
I've been saying, I said it last hour, and I'll say it to the highest rooftop. I keep saying this. We need to, what I keep calling Susan G. Komen mental health. And what I mean by that is treat mental health like we treat breast cancer.
Yep.
Where you can, in October where there's pink ribbons and there's so much awareness and money being raised about it, we need to treat mental health that same way. We need to get gazillions of dollars doing Walk for Hopes and things like that towards mental health. And I think we'll start seeing the progress in those advancements, in those programs, in those things, where not only do we have, our governments, working, but having the private sector involved, these medical institutions and funding them so it incentivizes them to research in mental health and to do the things, because that's where it is. It's about money at the end. I don't care what anybody says. And that's why you buy the blue pills, because those are the next ones pay for the diabetes pills. You know what I mean? In the big scheme of things.
Yes.
So getting that funding, getting that thing to where, whether it's medicine, whether it's programs, whatever it is we can do to fix some of these issues that we currently have, or at least understand what's going on. I think it starts with just throwing as much money, like you said, funding. It starts there, but once that happens, then the people are incentivized to be in place to actually fix these problems.
Well, I would actually say that the tide is turning towards mental health awareness. Previously, we knew it was a problem, but as far as getting the complete support, but you can just see with the legislature in this last session, the actual bills of support for mental health that were passed are very profound. The Supreme Court just created a commission to address mental health. And of course, Judge Hudson, we're very happy to hear that he was actually appointed to be on that. So we have local support there. But that tells me that it is time for Roswell to put some plans of action together to get ready and to basically take this bull by the horns.
So for you as a city councilor, is part of that just barking up the stage tree for funding there and things? I mean, because obviously the city is going to do what it can with the resources it can. You need to partner with other entities. But at the end of the day, the state kind of funds a lot of what we do here because, they control the gross receipts and they control the money that comes in.
The city council probably would not have a lot as far as to do that.
I didn't know if that's something that you guys have to appeal to Santa Fe for. Or?
I'm not necessarily speaking for the city council. I'm out here as a city councilor because in Ward 1, homeless issues and crime is a big proponent of what my constituents talk to me about.
Gotcha.
So I, of course, am looking for a solution. I wanted to make sure that the city councilors were educated so that if they did have the opportunity to support, they would be well aware of options. But yeah, I see the primary thing that I could be assistance of is pushing leaders to support with funding.
Makes sense.
And she's pushed me.
Well, it seems like you got the right heads looking at it here.
I'll tell you this: we have a lieutenant who, you'd think that he's not too busy because he only has a couple of clerical people working underneath him, but he handles our accreditation and he handles our grant funding, and he has made me aware that there's an awful lot of money out there for mental health.
Good.
But the simple fact of the matter is you have to have some type of structure in place for the money to go to.
Gotcha. So you got to start the initial, and then once that happens, the money will roll in.
We're taking the steps.
Good.
And the council and I were just talking this morning about we're trying to beat our chest a little bit about how the turnout was yesterday, and we know that we may not get the Miami program that's been in place for 20 years.
Sure.
But we want to get a hold of the building blocks, the stage of it, which was some of the input we got last night from the people involved in this community. They said you need those building blocks and get something going, and then let it build from there and design it all along. But I also want to point out the fact that this is the right community to try this with, not because of the mental health. And I also want to say the mental health can be somebody who's just worn down mentally all the way to what you see in the movies. It's not like that. It's a wide array of people that could suffer from mental health.
I would argue if you've been alive on this earth for the last 3 years, you're suffering with some mental health issues right now. Every single one of us in some way, shape, or form. It's just how we cope and deal with those kind of things.
But this is a community that donated 4 drug dogs to their police department.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not a small... I was hoping we could get 1, and we had 4 by the end of the year.
Can I brag a little bit? The chief had told me this just a few minutes before we were going on air here, and we were just talking how different this community is, and you don't see that elsewhere, and that's what and obviously you could tell by his accent he's been in a police department or 2 around the country here, and so So chief basically said, look, I've been in other places department. I don't see that kind of love and support at those places that I've seen since I've been here in Roswell.
You see it in sections, but not like it is here. I know. Now, keep in mind, I've been in Roswell for almost 11 years now, closing on 11 years. I got a pretty good grip on what's going on.
Sure, you've been around a block or 2 in here in Roswell.
But they've worn down my resistance. So but this is a very different community as far as the way they support their public servants.
Yeah,
and it's not. I mean, I still have colleagues all over the country. Back east, and I boast about how we're treated because we went through. It's a tough time for law enforcement right now. It is a tough time. It trends. I've been in this almost 4 decades now, so I've seen the ups and the downs. We're in a down right now, but we don't feel it as much here in Roswell. And I'm not saying it because I want the other foot to drop. I'm saying it because it's based on history.
Sure,
we get treated very well here in this community. I don't know if it's because we're an island isolated from everyone else. I don't know if it's because we don't get hurricanes. I don't know what it is, but the people are very warm and friendly and welcoming to their police force.
Sure.
And we have people that we have to deal with on a professional basis, but it's a very small fraction of the community. So it's the majority of the community is fantastic.
And I think it's also the give and take because, and I can speak for this in my own personal experiences, anytime, and I've been here about 20 years, every time I've dealt with a Roswell police officer in any way, whether it's because I needed something law enforcement related or just see someone at the store or in the I always get that your person first and talk to you. Like even like years ago we had a dog situation with neighbors and then we had to get the police involved and they come over and they talk to you like you're a human and deal, you know what I mean? And I think that for people that have an image of what when a law enforcement officer comes on a scene, how they're going to act. And yeah, obviously they're trying to triage and they're thinking safety first, but at the same time, they still talking to you like you're, you know what I mean? And you're part of the conversation. You're not being talked down to. You're you know what I'm saying? And
we're not an us and them agency.
Yeah.
We are a service agency, and it's pushed from when they're brand new that we are here. These are our people.
Yeah.
This is our community. And I will attribute a lot of the personal treatment that we get or what we give is based on home cooking. We're drawing a lot of local talent into our police force, and I think it makes a huge difference.
Absolutely. People are more invested in their own home. And when you hire law enforcement that grew up and live in Roswell or Travis County here, that this is their home and they're going to defend it or protect it. I'm not saying a law enforcement officer from out of town is not going to be equally as good.
They're pretty good too.
but what I'm saying is there's going to be a passion there that maybe someone that hasn't called this place home for a long time would share. And I imagine for you as a chief hiring things, you probably find out that your 20-year deputy or 20-year patrol officers, those ones that have been there 20, 25, 30, most of them probably grew up in this area. You know what I'm saying?
Something else. They've earned their retirement.
Yeah, and they've done that too. But ones that have been with the RPD that long, odds are they probably were born and raised in this area or nearby. You know what I mean? Whereas and I'm not saying there's some great law enforcement that move from other states and come here and do an excellent job, but they're learning to love it. Whereas those other folks have already, they've been green chili-eyed and, all the things that makes New Mexico, they're into, And so that does make a difference. I think it does. And then hopefully the ones that come in, you're kind of like, let them rub off when they start being a part of the family there at the police station. Then they, get turned into Roswellites too at some point. They hang out a little longer. And that's what that thing is. But I'm guessing just and I have no idea. I've never seen stats or numbers, but I bet if you looked at the history of the Roswell Police Department, you looked at all the retired officers from that, the ones that have put in those long years, all at the RPD, probably most of them born and raised in this area. So
I've watched some incredible talent retire here in my 11 years. They, the type of officers that you have here in this community, I say without hesitation, the people I used to read about back east.
Gotcha.
In a positive way. They do it here. They
set the
walk.
example. Yeah.
They walk the walk. They do it. High caliber of character. And I'll tell you, I just am impressed every day. It keeps me awake, you know, and it keeps me sharp.
Well, and I imagine, because I imagine you're at a point in your life that if you wanted to retire and settle down, you could do that.
Think about it frequently.
But you're still here, which probably speaks as much volume for the people that serve with you as it does that serves them. You know what I mean? And that's just those types of things that. As you get older, you start noticing about people, and then you kind of get the real picture of how things work when you see stuff like that, stuff that's never publicly advertised or publicly. So like, yeah, that guy's been there 30 years. It's you look at like city or county or anything, you see those employees that have been there 30, 40 years, and you're like, when you see that every month at the meetings, there's someone there 30 years. That tells a sign of how they're doing there, and if people are willing to stay there that long consistently, there's probably some good things going on there. It's just an indicator, you know what I mean? And when you see that with the police department, that's that indicator for me. So, while I got you on this, and we got about 2-3 minutes here before we got to go. Plug the recruitment. I know you guys are always looking for great officers to come be a part of the Roswell Police Department. Talk that up a little bit.
Well, I'm going to talk it up, all right. We have 5 openings right now, but we have 5 openings sitting in the bank waiting to be filled.
Good.
So come on down.
Good deal.
We offer a fantastic benefits package. It's a job that you'll wake up every morning and thrive and be proud, and you get to do something different every day. You can be the coach. You can be the hero. You can be the EMT. You can break up a fight. You can do it all. You can do it all here at Roswell, and you'll do it every day, every week. But the thing is that I want to remind people out there, you young men and women, the defined benefit pension system will not be here forever. And what it is, it's a guaranteed retirement. When you, so many years and your age, when you retire, you'll be guaranteed a check when you're older like me and you can't pull your weight anymore. So I've already retired from New Hampshire once. But that defined benefit pension, it's not a 401k, it's not a 457. It is a fantastic thing, and we can get it. We can start you at 19 years old, 18 if you're really mature as a PSA, a police service aide, and you're in the retirement system, and we will start training you and preparing you for if you're 20 years old entering the academy, and you'll be 21 when you graduate, you'll be on the books, and you could be retiring at I think it's 25-year pension now, but still 25 years if you go in at 18 years old. This is a gig that's not offered anywhere else.
That's great. And here's the part I love too is because some people might get a nerd, we're going to the academy because you got to get through the academy to become a law enforcement officer. The Roswell Police Department just doesn't say, all right, good luck at the academy and send you off. They're going to train you and prep you. So by the time you're going to academy, you probably know it better than some of the instructors. You know what I'm saying? You'll have a complete understanding of what you're going to be going through, preparing, whether it's the physical side, we got to get you, running a little better, or just the vast amount of knowledge that a law enforcement officer has to have.
You will not be thrown out in the middle of the pond.
Yeah.
We make sure you are prepared. The other thing is you do a month downstairs, one-on-one coaching with one of our recruiters. So, 3 or 4 recruits down there. Then they'll do 16 weeks at the academy, and we have a 16-week, actually comes out to 16-week field training program, and you are trained, ready to go. We are leaders at the academy, and right now we're working at putting together our satellite academy, which will be here in Roswell.
Oh, great.
So we've already been approved by it. Now we're going through the auditing process, making sure we have all the component pieces that we need, and I'm very optimistic that we'll have it up and going. I was hoping for early 2023, but I was told it'll probably be a little later than that, but still, it's in play. And what that'll be for a benefit is our recruits will be able to go home at night.
Awesome.
Instead of sending them 3 hours up to Santa Fe and leaving them up there for the weekend and drive back. Yeah, and sometimes that wipes out some interest. If you're sitting there going, man, I don't want to spend 5 days away from my brand new wife and my brand new baby, or I'd rather be here. Plus, the real reason for that is it's not really the travel. I want them Roswellized, and I don't want them away for 16 weeks. I want them here. I want them to be comfortable with our people here. Start to get an idea about the Roswell way of the stores here, the people here, the work is here, fellow employees for the city, all that stuff is washed for 16 weeks. Because when you get home, you're not hobnobbing with anybody except your family for 2 days and you're going back.
Sure.
So anyways, that's one of the things. But
it integrates their life into the law enforcement lifestyle a little bit better. Yeah, it makes sense.
It would just work very well for us for recruiting and retention. It'll be outstanding.
Yeah.
Those are the things we have going on. It's
good deal. But if you go, I know that if you go to the city's website, roswell-nm.gov, you'll find a link. If you go into I believe it's the city government tab, you'll see one for the police department. Right there, you can see the application, the process, everything you need right there. And, of course, don't hesitate to call the police department if you have any questions or talk. If you're out and about and you're going to have lunch at McDonald's or something, you see an officer having lunch there with them, ask them questions. And they don't mind. If they're busy doing their job, let them do their job. But if they're just having lunch or something and you want to say hi and thank them, and then pick their brain a little bit about what life as a law enforcement officer is for Roswell, a lot of them will love to talk to you about that stuff.
We have our new banners up too. We just put our new banners up. They look good, and we have, and you name it, we have it. As far as divisions, we got investigations, narcotics, we got SWAT, we have canine. You name it.
Canine's back, which I think a lot of people are happy about.
Yeah, and they're drug dogs.
Yeah.
They're purposeful. We've got a virtual range downstairs where you can feel like you're in a video game. And but it's for de-escalation purposes, but it's good. And this age group loves it. So
good. It makes the training much more sticks home to them, I think.
We're staying with it. And and we have a supportive community, which not every police department can say that.
And we thank our community for that support. That's what makes it great.
I would actually like to put one last plug in for mental health and just let your listeners know that with our meeting yesterday, we were able to reach out to Representative Greg Nybert, Commissioner Dara Dana, the mayor, and they have all showed their support in coming up with solutions to mental health.
So city, county, state representatives all working together.
I do want to let the listeners know that the chief and I will continue looking for solutions on how we're going to get this built from the ground up.
Well, and let's face it, we all know that it's going to take more than just the city to do that. It's going to take the city, the county, the state,
all, probably even some federal.
Absolutely, all parties involved, because we are all dealing with this problem at every level, and it will not get better until we address it. And this is the direction we need to take it in.
Absolutely, I'm excited.
Good
Thank
deal.
you for your time.
Yes.
Anytime, and love to. Anytime you guys want to come on, even if it's I can talk Tarantino with you for a half hour if you want.
One of my favorites. Any movie he puts out, I got to watch it. He's had one of them was a bomber. He had it was all, I can't even think of the name. It was all in different red and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
I didn't go for that one, but I like his other stuff.
Yeah, and but me personally, I think Pulp Fiction's probably my favorite of the bunch.
Yeah.
There's a lot I like, but that's my one seed. So, but probably because my growing up at times and when you catch it and all that. But anyway,
which one do you like the best, Lance?
I'm
coming to your house right now, Lance.
I happen to like Guy Ritchie a little more, but Guy Ritchie's kind of the same genre, but a little bit different.
Yeah, that's true. Same vein, different way of thinking, presenting kind of the same kind of stuff.
Coen Brothers.
Yeah.